Last time I got mad at it and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. But it's literally a little drop-down thing that switches it from Twitch to YouTube in a separate little thingy. But here we are. Here we are. Okay. Oh my god, the sources screen is a mess there. Let's get ready to rumble. Welcome back, YouTube. Hello, everyone. We are returned. I need to start posting what we're gonna miss and stuff.
We are returned.
I need to start making the community posts, the text posts things on YouTube more. I need to take care of YouTube more. I just I stay mentally crowded and busy, so I tell myself I don't have time for stuff. But yeah, here we are. I need to finish editing the last campaign. Anyways, let's get started, friends, on session 3.
So we need the owlbear.
Yes, I will give you that in just a moment. Let me do that first. I did look into the VTuber thing a little bit, you guys. So there'll be a way that might be able to work. Well, we might have to play with it a little bit, but I think it's a really cool idea. It will immerse us a little more, and those of us that, obviously not me, but those of us that are not as comfortable with like just front-facing webcam, you'll have a way to be on camera but not be on camera at the same time. It also create a level of immersion that'll be really cool. And it's actually not that difficult to set up. You literally, he'll give you the file once he makes it, and then all you have to have is like one app to plug that into, and it will just work. Because they're like purpose made, and they act. Some of them act as virtual cameras. You might have to do one or two funky things, but I'm still looking into it, so nothing specific.
Webcam for that kind of crap?
No, just a webcam, and then a webcam that can see you clearly, and then theoretically a way through either the app that you plug the VTuber thing into. If you do not have
a webcam, you can take a few extra steps and use your phone instead.
Yes, you can use your phone, or you don't even need that, to be honest, because you can get it to react in certain ways, just based on your voice.
Yep.
So, theoretically, there should be a way that no matter what you plug it into, there are ways to plug it into Discord. There are ways that you could probably take that and, like, if you know how, plug it into a virtual webcam, which isn't as crazy as it sounds. It literally just takes your webcam, plugs it into another thing that's like a dupe, it's system dupe that's not a real webcam, but it's just the same thing copied over, and pull that out, make a virtual webcam of your VTube thing, and then you can just put it in Discord as it'll register it as its own separate source.
Kind of like voice one.
Yeah, I would definitely be down for like immersion's sake. That'd be really cool.
I think ideally though, and also for design time for you, Sharp, I think save that, like hold on to that idea. We'll just like, maybe, of course you can practice it all you want, but hold on to that idea mainly for the longer campaign, because we're going to do a longer campaign, and that'll fit way more better for that. Time in putting in for designing it, and then also like getting it to function with you guys, because that'll be a whole series of like sit downs, just trying to get it to work for you all.
It shouldn't take me long to even do models for this campaign. I could probably get them done by next week.
Yeah, I mean it's up to you. I shouldn't want to push it too hard, because this one's going to be a shorter campaign. The next one we're doing is pretty short, so I didn't want to like push for it if it might take some time, especially when we're going to be sitting down for a minimal amount of time in order to actually play. But we can talk about it more later. We've got dinner parties to crash. So, all right, friends. We return to Dracomornis. So, last time, and before that, the party, the Forge Corps, newly deemed, found their way into the city of Dracomornis after an interesting conversation with some interesting sources here and there. Hearing word of evil deeds going on in the city of Dracomornis from Jack after his trip home. Arriving in the city, they spoke with the city lord, Nimmerok, who asked them to do a favor. Acting convincingly, he sent them out to one of the captains to go tackle an issue of some rebels off in the west side of the city, spreading rumors And joining with the captain, they found that his method for dealing with these dissenters was a heavy dose of violence, which the party found strange. Upon arriving and being called in at their time of need, at the captain's time of need, of course, the party came rushing in, joined the fight, and found, after a couple of moments, they were on the wrong side, and that they had been tricked. After clearing out the undead, the Wights, W-I-G-H-T-S, souls shoved into dead bodies that are not the originals, they took out the Wights, joined with these rebels, had a conversation where things were revealed, information was traded, and conversations were promised for the future, probably later tonight or tomorrow morning. That remains to be seen. Traveling across the city to go to the other hideout of this group, now that this one is compromised, the party found their way to a market street and got themselves in a pinch of trouble after a guard was punched and also had his scalp, the back of his head, burned off. Turned out to be one of the undead guards, but minor, unspoken miscommunications were had, and a pretty major fight is proceeded to happen in the middle of the street in the middle of the day. Well, not the middle of the day, it was the late evening.
I'd say I took 2 damage.
The fight was wrapped up after way too long. The fight of which took maybe about 16 seconds, but IRL time took 2 hours because it was a theater of the mind fight, and also going between people in the fight, in initiative and out of initiative. So there was that. And then the party traveled on finally, and made their way to the second hideout, where of which they met one of the other captains, as well as the second in command of this particular little rebellious group, the Duchess Bitara Movalk, a particularly interesting dreamfolk woman. Whereupon she interrogated 2 of the undead soldiers in front of the party, crushed one, then spoke with the other after untying him and letting him wander free just to rack the nerves. Whereupon he insulted her mother and then got crushed into the floor, cracking the stone floor. And we left off last time with her promising rest and a place for the suit to rest as well, out of sight, out of mind of anyone that might be looking for it, considering it is a pretty particular piece of hardware and noticeable. And we return to the curtains having been open and the bit frowny, disappointed face of someone who didn't get any information out of a pair of individuals that she seemed unbothered to interrogate. Her guests. With the promise of rest, sitting around the table with Bitara, that is where we return. She takes a drink. And she looks at you all and she smiles. She says, "Is there anything else?"
Somebody else answered. I don't know what to say.
What was it?
We just need to crash this party, right? I think we got all the info we need.
Well, wait, what was the question? My internet lagged.
She just said, was there anything else? We're picking up pretty much immediately, because the last thing that someone said was inquiring about a place for the mech, inquiring about a place to sleep. Well, she asked you if you guys needed a place to sleep, but the mech was also inquired about as well.
Can you show me where to place my mech?
Yes, then. We need to get some rest. and store the mech. Could you show the way?
Could you show us the way?
She says, she of course. And she waves her hand towards the door. Funny enough, as you're all getting up from the table, and you're looking in, so like, remember, this is a long kind of rectangular room that you're in. It looks like some kind of old mess. This corner over here is the corner that none of you were facing. And as you get up, you see, kind of standing, leaning against the largest bat you've ever seen in your fucking life. I'm talking the size of, like, a pretty big horse, like an enormous horse. The body of it alone, as well as the wings, are enormous. You see a woman with long, white, curly hair, and she's just, like, running her fingers through the bat's hairs as she stands there in the corner that you didn't realize was there in the dark. And she doesn't say anything to you all. She just kind of does one of those, just continues standing there. She's got, like, furs over her shoulder, and she looks, like, thickly dressed for, like, cold. Obviously for the outside. So, you're treated with that coming out of the darkness that you didn't know was there this entire time.
We didn't get very far.
No.
Not even my 24 perception?
She was in complete darkness and not moving and not speaking. She just literally just sat there like this the entire time, didn't say anything.
The unfortunate part is that I probably would have seen her if I paid attention.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
you
Shadow
also
Boy.
were more fixated on a very creepy woman, so it's entirely understandable
two
that
individuals.
you were a little bit, like, honed in on this, like, kind of creepy candlelight situation happening at the table with the tea.
That's
That
also
corner
true.
was not particularly interesting at that moment.
No.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. That almost cast me faint. That almost made me cast feign death.
Just reset.
That's great.
To you all, that would have made sense. To everybody else, we're like, "Oh my God, get a medic!"
Yeah.
I'm still in human form.
That's
so
what I
was
mean.
just
Like,
passed out
everybody was
on
like,
the table,
"Get a
too.
fucking medic! This guy's dead."
This guy's
Everybody else was like,
And
"Oh, he's
we
playing
would
dead."
have all been laughing our asses off. Kick Jug in the side. Get your ass up, you little turd.
Oh my god.
I will stay in my Yamcha pose.
I'll stay in my ultra pose.
It almost sounded like you said Yamcha pose.
Yamcha.
All right, so you guys are led away to the various different rooms of the warehouse. It's, again, like I said before, it's similar to the other one, whereas instead of you go into the next room that I mentioned where most people were going in and out of, a big double door. After you return to the original room you came into, and you see that double door again where people are going in and out. The difference is really just the layout. Other than that, it looks like some kind of similar company probably built this warehouse. Leads you probably to assume that some owner is probably sympathetic to this cause that owns these warehouses, and it's like, yeah, I haven't used those in a while. You can utilize them for warehouse purposes. But you're led back to various bunk areas where you assume this is probably a larger stock layout area, and instead it's been converted into various barracks. There's some curtain separations and things throughout the room, but it's hardly private, but it will work as a place to rest.
I had a question concerning my mech.
Go ahead.
Since it says it can act as my spellcasting focus for my artificer spells, when it's like when I'm not like in it using it, can it like break down into like a small little like factory, like fabricator thing like that? Just for me to like cast spells out of it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that'd be fine. So, is there anything anybody would like to do before we take a long rest? Officially.
Let me think. I don't know, maybe I'll check on Lupa or something. I can't think of much else to do.
I was about to say, did everybody heal up, or do I need to heal anybody?
Well, we're about to take a long rest.
Actually,
anyway.
you might need to heal me. I think I took some damage, but yeah,
Are
it's
we
long
about
Well,
to
you'll
rest.
heal in a
Heals.
second, so it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say we're about to rest.
Yeah, D&D's a little broken. You heal full health overnight, so
Yeah.
you have the benefit of that.
All
No
bro-
worries.
And
All
well, I
broken
guess
limbs fixed.
there's no like debilitating, like we don't have any debilitations, right? Because I can cure those too.
I say there's a level of if there were concerning wounds, I would point them out to you guys and be like, that's gonna you'll heal to full health, but that wound is gonna take a while. So, like if you broke your leg, yeah, you're gonna heal to full health, but that leg you're gonna have to figure it out, buddy.
Good luck, sir.
But yeah, nobody's particularly debilitated or anything like that, Manus. So everything is well for now.
Well,
Alright.
I'd suggest a night out on the town, but I don't think we want to risk getting into another
bad idea.
punch out.
Another
Yeah.
bar fight with Jug? Let's do it.
We're about to crash
Hey.
a party.
We weren't in a bar when we just fought that last fight, though. That's the issue.
We were in a tea shop. Well,
That was
We
what-
were.
was it-
You
so
were in a
the
tea
bar
shop,
fight was
I
a
was
very
in the
specific
market.
reference.
Oh, I know.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, that was the very early reference.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that bar fight. It was funny as hell.
What was it? Spending? I think you spent 20
what
gold
about
or something like that in for
Used-
like a bottle.
Used an entire pouch of gold.
Yeah, he got everybody drinks, and then everybody started fighting.
Like by
Lex
measure,
was late to a meeting.
by measure, like that adds up to be about like a full night's tab of like a whole group of people. Like yeah, you just bought everybody's drinks. That's why it
Not
was
to
so
mention
funny.
most of them were pirates and sailors, so they're more
right.
than happy to drink the bar out of business.
the cool kids.
Yeah.
Let's see which of these. I have good nighttime music. So here, if you haven't already, make sure you restore all your spell slots, any key points, any health totals, bump them back up. I think what else have we got laying around? We got rages. If you got rages, bump those back up to maximum. If you've got mentality points or sorcery points or excuse me, anything like that, bump those back up to maximum. What else? Any action surges or so many times a day based abilities, make sure those are all also checked and bumped back up.
I gotta remember my staff's ability.
What mech weapon do you want me to summon it with today? Because I have the cannon. Here, let me pull it in front of me so I can like say what they do.
Oh, sweet. My spell slots are maxed. Huh?
There's the cannon, and it shoots 90 feet in a 90-foot area around me, and it's 3d8 force. Well, not area, it's one target.
Here's the thought for you guys. Sorry to interrupt your thought. Hold that for just 2 seconds. Really good idea for you guys. If you want, when your stuff is at max, save a separate file from your like current thing, and then every time that you need to do a long rest, instead of I'm trying to use fucking thoughts. I'm having like 9 separate streams of thought at the same time. Have one that's set at your maximum of everything that's separate from your current, so that every time you take a long rest, you can just save over that. So long any of your notes or anything hasn't changed below that. And then, boom, there you go. You got an instant long rest and you don't have to do anything. It's even faster than D&D Beyond. If you have any like note changes or anything like that, yeah, of course you might want to be careful with that. But if you haven't leveled up or changed anything drastically in your inventory or your proficiencies or anything like that, then theoretically that should be extremely fast. Okay, so are there any nighttime fun stuff that anybody needs to do?
Yeah, so it was I could put the cannons that will do 3d8 force damage to one creature within 90 feet of me. And there's the lightning lance, which does the same damage in lightning, and it's a line 30 feet long, 5 feet wide, and they have to do they have to succeed on a dexterity saving throw. And then there's the Power Fist, and it does 2d8 plus my mech strength modifier, which is 5, and it'll knock them 10 feet. I was just curious if you guys had any input on that.
I like the lightning line. You could hit more enemies.
It can only hit one, I think. I think it stops. Yeah, it would strike a creature.
So, to help, I'm gonna just sprinkle a little bit of just because I know it's been a couple weeks. I want to sprinkle a little bit of knowledge of like what you're about to do, just for extra context on your choice. You are going into like a dinner thing. It has been made clear that you like partially that you're going in and obviously uninvited. This might be like a closed operation sort of thing rather than like a full-on like attacking a fortress or something like that. So this is all things to keep in mind. So like alerting people farther off might be something to keep in mind.
More infiltration than attack.
Yeah, because I can summon my mech at any time. It doesn't it can like teleport to me. I didn't know if you guys wanted me to focus more on long range or if you wanted me to take the Power Fist, because I have my boomerang shield.
Well, if that's the case, then whoever has the highest stealth, I think a group of people should try to sneak in through another area. Perhaps, possibly spy? Because if I'm correct, doesn't Robert still have the mind link that lets us talk to each other?
Yeah, that's a good idea. And I wanted to, because like I was gonna say that I think it would be a good idea for me to be the one that goes in. Because considering that this is the place that I was born, people would probably not pay mind to the fact that I'm in there because they've seen me around here so much to where I'm just an average person that they're seeing, you know?
If you're not invited to a big thing, then they might have a problem with you being there regardless.
Might still check out the door. Or try to.
Well, unless you can take out a guard and like wear their outfit or something. Which presumably you'd also have to do without making enough noise to get noticed that that's what you're doing.
I think I could do that.
Could you sneak in possum form?
I want to interject just really quick for a second.
Theoretically, you could.
Unless I'm mistaken, I might be misremembering. I don't know that Jack does have a way to connect your minds anymore.
I don't think
off the top of my head.
Just the switch, he might not.
I forgot.
That's true.
Robert, you might check your some of your features and stuff because I don't know.
Unless someone has a spell that could possibly do the same thing.
There is a spell that can do that.
Message cantrip. Message cantrip.
Yeah.
There is message. There is actually one that more specifically to what you're talking about, though, like the mind link. There is a spell that does that specifically for 8 hours, I think.
Yeah.
And it links everybody whose the spell is cast on them.
Oh wow! Wait, I actually have talked to animals. I can actually like talk to you guys through animals. By that I mean I could just ask animals to talk to you, not necessarily speak.
Well, they can speak to you, and you can understand them, and you can speak back as well.
If anyone else
you can give like
understand them, I mean.
It's squirrel reconnaissance.
Message, is that what it is?
Message is range of 100 feet, and you have to know the direction of the person. Like it doesn't like walls, doors doesn't matter. As long as you know the direction they are and they're within 100 feet, you can cast it, and it will reach them.
100 feet ain't that far, especially when we're trying to infiltrate.
We also talked about causing a distraction to like get in, so we could always do that. Like have something like.
I'm
what was that?
I'll say also
cause
that
a distraction.
I'll help you if you want, since we have
the
most hit points.
There are mentions of a planning meeting before, like in the morning, of like a meetup between some of the leaders. Before you like
go to bed so
fully
we can
plan.
Join in on that.
Yeah. I just wanted to like above the table kind of figure out what we all wanted to do.
I just wanted to mention like that there's also going to be like they're going to give you as many details as they can tomorrow, because like Batara was saying, again, it's been a couple weeks, but one of the things that Batara said was that they have some information, but she figures on the day of a lot more lips will be loose about what's going on and exactly how it's going to go down. So information may roll in here and there.
Oh, I also have heightened honed senses. I don't know if that will also help with the stealth.
I have a high
Definitely, it'll make you
beast
more
taming
aware.
skill. Solely
does,
because of Lupa, yes, I did that on purpose.
What does Hone Senses do specifically?
The caster, the caster uses the spell on themselves or a willing creature. The target adds the caster's proficiency bonus to Wisdom, Perception, and Ability checks and saving throws that use Dexterity. They can also half this number to their AC if they are wearing light or no armor. The spell fails if the target's blinded or deafened when these checks are relevant, unless they have other senses they can use.
That's a
to
pretty
see.
chunky spell.
Yeah, which means that if I tried to sneak around, I could use my proficiency to basically just get better odds, I guess.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad for infiltration.
Well, wait, how long is it active for? Casting time, duration 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. It
Do
doesn't
you think
last
we
very long, but you can do a lot. You can do a lot in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Especially if we're causing a distraction outside.
I don't know. What else do I have? Oh, I think I have a cantrip that makes the air around the area cold, making people susceptible to frost. I don't know how much that would help. Ooh,
I don't
plans.
know the specific area around the dinner, but Revian, if you wanted to like kind of snipe from the air like you were doing in that last fight, or like at least like you have really good perception, you could like BRI in the sky if you wanted.
The only issue is, isn't this going to be in a building?
I didn't know. I couldn't. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure where it was. I didn't know if it was an outdoor dinner or not.
I'll hold on to that thought, actually. I was going to have you do something, but I was going to have one of you do something. I'll hold on to that, actually. It'll make more sense in the later meeting planned.
Okay, cool. Well, that's an unknown, so we can plan to that when we get there.
I came across telepathic bond, which is a 5th level
Yes,
divination
that one.
ritual.
Hey!
Casting time 1 action, range 30 feet, up to 8 willing creatures of your choice within range. Verbal, somatic, and material pieces of eggshell from 2 different kinds of creatures. Lasts for 1 hour.
Crazy components.
You forge a telepathic link among up to 8 willing creatures of your choice within range, psychically linking each creature to all the others for the duration, and creatures with intelligence score of 2 or less aren't affected by this spell.
Ah.
Yeah, it's a 5th level spell. It's a pretty big one. But extremely useful.
But it only will last for 1 hour.
Oh, less than an hour? I thought it was 8 hours.
That's the one I found was 1 hour. His was unique.
Was it?
And
okay.
I think actually after the first 2 or 3 times he remembered to use it, he's like, Matt's like, hey, that only lasts for an hour, dude.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Because he always said 8 hours, so anyways.
He said 8 hours for the first couple times, and then Matt's like, that only
So-
lasts for an hour, dude.
Long rest, locking in,
Yeah,
turn the key.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Okay. So.
Let's go.
Long shoe.
Unfortunately, I can't open Alba right now. I'm still worried about my connection.
Hey, you're
so-
good. We're not doing anything in Albert anyways. It's just,
All right.
it's all map
that's good.
stuff right now. Just looking at the map if that's what anybody wants to do. Other than that, there's not much
Monday,
else.
At least you have a connection. Monday, I'm not gonna have anything when the
Yeah, you're
hurricane
about to
hit.
get slammed, brother.
Oh man, I got slammed
told-
the other. I can't
told us
believe
we
I had
don't
to
have to-
cancel last Saturday because of a
Yeah.
storm. That I felt so bad for that.
They told us that we weren't gonna have to leave, but they did say we need to stay indoors. So
All right. Well,
Yeah.
Jug. Going to sleep.
Yes.
Do you continue to leave it on?
Yes.
Okay.
Interesting.
In order for, in this interest of saving some space as much as she can, Hatano actually takes hers off and takes
Yeah.
the bunk that that Kaitora does not. As for you, Jug, make a charisma saving throw.
Oh no.
All right, hang on. Saving throws. -2. All right.
Oh boy.
That's a 4.
That's
That is
4.
that
6
is-
-2.
That is a 4. Okay.
There's no beating around the bush. I have ass
Oh,
charisma, dude.
No, if I would have known, I would have tried to like cast guidance on you. It would have given you at least like a.
We're supposed to
extra
be asleep
4.
though, aren't we?
I know that's what I was saying. I wish I would have like. I could have been aware.
All right. Jug, the ring is on and it feels right.
Yeah.
And sleep is good. But Jug, we come immediately back to you again in the morning. And as you wake, you find it's kind of that first light, sort of gray hours where the sun is peeking up, beginning to show itself. You can see a bit of the light coming in through the windows. So you know sunrise will be soon. But Hatano, in human form, is standing over you, shaking you awake. Not
Hatano?
violently. Just gently shaking you.
Let's go. What's up?
There's something you need to see.
Sure.
As you like sit up off of your bunk and stuff, you see over at the other end of the hall, you see the claw sitting, leaned against the doorway, kind of waiting, kind of like looking at the ground, just kind of waiting patiently. She says,
what's going on?
she says, there's something outside. A concern. Hopefully they have not been spotted since it is the early hours of the day. And there are already people on the move, as this is a very busy city.
Let's go have a look then.
And she leads you, and she like leads you to the end of the hall, and Claw's standing in the door, and she looks up at you, and she kind of gives you a raised eyebrow as a greeting, and she kind of motions with her head. She leads you out through the front, and she kind of does this as she like kind of cracks the door a bit and sticks her head out, and she looks to the doorman, the guy kind of leaned against the wall, just like waiting, and it's a look of like anything, and he just kind of does that without speaking. And she like opens the door a little further, pulling it in. She looks out, and she kind of turns and looks at you. And again, remember, this building's like tucked back a bit. It's not out in the street. You're back. You can see buildings on either side, but out beyond you see well, there is a squad of possums in familiar armor waiting in the street, looking kind of lost. Some of them sitting on crates and barrels, some of them standing kind of like looking left and right, with a man with an ill look about him. They're all seated or leaning on buildings and stuff like that. They are just kind of like looking back and forth. What do you do?
Brigade has arrived.
Juggle just cross his arms. Look at this guy. Can I
So they're about like
help you?
It's like you're in at the door. They're like, I'd say like 50, 60 feet away. Like they're like further on outside of. It's an alley, but not quite an alley. It's just kind of an open space between buildings where you can access this building. It's kind of like tucked back. So like you'll have to like walk and step out like out towards the street, because you can see people crossing. There's actually carts and horses. This early in the morning already. There's already people on the move.
Yeah, Juggle will get closer.
Okay. So stepping out, they don't take note of you at first. They're still just kind of like watching, looking for something, looking at carts, and make a perception check.
God. All right, hang on. Let me add my perception.
2.
14.
Say not quite, but you do notice that like they look like they've been traveling for a little bit. Like this isn't like maybe this isn't their first stop. But they're like looking around like they're looking for somebody, and you see a guy 14, yeah, you probably don't notice that either, but this guy, he, as I said before, he's got like an ill look about him. He's either like, immediate thought is like, he's either a vampire or he's like, I don't know, he's sick, maybe. Kind of hard to tell, but the sun's coming up and he isn't panicking, so probably the latter. What do you do?
Jug, am I close enough to talk to him?
Upon crossing the street, yeah, if you approach them. Some of them look up at you.
Yeah. Jug just has his arms crossed, leaning against the alley, just looks at him and says, "You guys seem lost. Is there anything I can do to help you?"
The kind of ill-looking guy with like kind of longer black hair, like kind of straight, looks a bit like not matted, but like it's dirty in spots. It looks like he just got off the road, like they just got into the city. And he looks up at you and he goes, "Yeah, we're looking for." Pulls out a sheet. He says, "Is this really his name? Is it Prince? Are you sure?" And the one that looks like a bit more official, he nods at him. Standing very upright, hand on sword. They're all in armor as well. They're all in like maybe not quite full armor because it would be uncomfortable to travel in, but some of their armor is on, and some of the cuirass and some of the other pieces as well. And their swords are on their hips, and he goes, "We're looking for a Prince Katsu. You wouldn't happen to know where in the city to look for him. My blood magic led me here, but I can't seem to pin him down. It's hard to. He's been all over the city. We got here very early in the morning, and the trail led us way over into some part of the city called Hale."
I may have heard of this individual. What do you need with him?
This group here has some kind of business with him. I don't know. They just said they needed to find him, and they needed me to find him. And they had... well, they had some hair. That was about it. And a knife with some very old blood on it. I don't know why you would have a knife with very old blood on it. That was... how old was it? And the one looks at him and he's like... just stares at him. He doesn't... the little, like, captain one has not spoken the entire time. He just keeps looking at him. He goes, "Right, a long time. Anyways, so they had blood on a knife, and then I tracked it to somewhere around here. Surely he's within 2 blocks. Magic, the Hemocraft can't be that far off. There's no way." So I'm sure these fine gentlemen and ladies would certainly pay handsomely to inquire about to his whereabouts.
Really racking his brain here about what he should do. Why are these guys following me? Let me look at my stuff. Juggle just slowly reach into his shirt and pull out his father's amulet to see if they'll recognize it.
That's fucking cocked. Math on the fly. Super fun. Is your father's amulet any sort of house symbol? back home? Or is it just the amulet itself? Is it the amulet? The symbol of the amulet is the symbol of the amulet. Which one?
I feel like the symbol would be of the Yoshito house crest. What that may be, I don't know.
The captain one kind of slowly reaches down and puts his hand, doesn't draw it, but he puts his hand on the hilt of his sword and narrows his eyes. And you look around, all the other ones have silently also done the same, all on their feet. Some of the people passing by now are like,
It's like a Looney Tunes cartoon.
yeah, there's carts going by on the street right now with this side and this side happening.
There's possums with swords.
It's not like a thick rabble, but like it's, you get a car, you got like 3 or 4 horses that pass by, and then you get something coming from the other direction, then there'll be a pause, then you'll get another, group of this and that. What do you do?
Joke's gonna stand there, he's gonna put the ammo back in his shirt and looks at the more official one and says, "Well, Captain, why would someone like me have an amulet like that?"
And he goes,
You tell me, brigand. Where did you get it?
So Joke's gonna look around for a good... No, I don't need to look for a hiding spot. Joke's gonna start speaking in Little Aragosian.
Oh, hell
Brigand, is that any way to
he
speak
takes
to
a
your
step
prince?
back. He takes another step back.
And Chug's gonna assume the same stance because I bet it's super specific. With his own
it's pretty
sword,
much like
fold it out.
sword ready to draw cut if they have to. And now the captain's like wide-eyed, and some of them are like looking at him, like confused. And he goes,
How? How can this be?
Why can't it not be?
I don't understand. So you know where Prince Katsu is? Do you have him? Is he your prisoner?
You're looking at him. Katsu Yoshito.
he like visibly swallows and is like, he's very clearly like thinking about the next course of action very carefully. And then he takes his hand off the sword and he bows and he says,
My apologies, Prince.
and they cross the street, and with the captain in the front, they all begin to line up behind him, blocking the street as like a horse is like reined in and stopped. As the guy's like, "Oh, what the fuck's going on here?" As they step up and they all stop and are lined up perfectly, and now you can see what the perception check you failed before was. Their armor and clothes are dirty. They have dark circles under their eyes. They are road weary. They are very tired. And they've been traveling for some time. Probably on some god's forsaken path that you couldn't imagine, considering everywhere that you guys have been. And they stop before you, and without a word, the captain steps up and he pulls out a sort of letter and hands it up and bows as he hands it up to you, creating a very clear spectacle in the middle of the street.
Damn it!
You actually do hear the claw from behind you.
Oi, what the fuck? If
Call
they're
the men
yours,
back
get him
into
in
the
here.
alley. Jug will take the letter and say, "Call the men back into the alley. Get them out of the street. We're trying not to cause a commotion."
He does like a quick bow and he's motions with his hand and his head, and they all rush in. Do you go completely inside or just like into the alley? How far are you going?
So, let me read. We'll go into the alley first. Read the letter.
Okay.
Before I bring them into the building.
So stepping into the alley and then taking a brief moment. You open the letter. Where are you? There you are. Oh shit. Hang on.
I want to make a joke, but I don't know how serious this letter is
Oh.
going to be.
No, I was reading that incorrectly. No, it'll fit. Alright, so read this aloud or read this to yourself as you wish.
I'm going to read it silently and react accordingly. What the fuck? I go into a rage. Right there in the street.
No way.
Jug is raging.
Does he need to
Jug
roll
The
is
for
chick
raging.
is step back.
I'm rolling on... I roll on the fucking table, see. I conjure up the 4 spirits that will blow up within 30 feet of
Oh
me.
shit.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
No way.
There's
You gotta
4 of
be
them.
kidding me.
There's 4 of them.
Oh my
You
god.
Oh no.
I can't remember. They go in
Which-
random directions, or do they go?
Or can you
They
force
go
them to
in-
go straight
they
up?
will-
Since there's
That
no
was
Are we
just
trying to be
I was-
conspicuous?
They
I have
go
a
in.
feeling
They go
this
in
is a
random
con-
directions. So whatever they blow up will now take just 6 force damage.
How loud are those explosions, sir?
Okay, I guess well he's gonna be the distraction now.
How do you... does it have a way that you determine which direction the spirits go? Are they like
Jug and-
ghosts or...
They are little spirits, I think. I guess maybe Jug's still conscious enough to make him not run into the street and take out a couple people. So maybe they just blow up against the walls and the boxes and shit or whatever's in the alley.
So it's essentially kind of like you go into a rage and they just kind of go out in like an X around you and just hit the walls. And there's a bit of a noise in the alley. And the claws
Yeah.
step back out again. She's like, what the fuck is going on? She's like kind of like looking down at all of them and looking at you. And she's like, we need to get this shit inside right now. There are people going to see, and they're going to start reporting all of these little folk here in the alley, and they're going to know where we are. We need to get inside now.
Would that
Yeah,
explosion
that's
have alerted
gonna be
us in the
problematic.
building?
I'd say you guys are pretty far back and still asleep right now. I'd say probably
Okay.
not. Revian, what is your passive perception? Halved.
24? Oh, half 12.
Revian, you do jerk awake. You don't know for what or why, but like a noise wakes you.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch the alley wall as hard as he fucking can, and then he says, "Inside now, all of you."
As you look at them all again, you kind of missed it in the moment of rage, but they're all on a knee and have like pulled their tontos and cut a sash around their belt, and they're all now presenting in the shifting of house powers that happens at home, they're all presenting their house sashes, committing themselves to House Yoshido. These are all, now that you've realized what's going on, these are all young warriors, young swordsmen, who have completed their training. They're around your age in each of their respective houses, who are now committing themselves to you and your sister.
Just a little bit of calm. Jug will take the sashes, just shaking with them in his hand. Clench his fist, and then start heading inside.
Yeah, they immediately follow you. And they file in, and when you turn the corner, entering, Hatano is also holding hers in one hand on one knee, with her head bowed.
I probably would have been looking for that noise, whatever woke me up.
You probably... I think you enter the room right as Jugglake enters, the door is closed, and he turns and sees Hatano and kind of stops for a second. You enter the room bleary-eyed.
Jug, what's going on?
We're gonna kill everybody at that dinner party. Until someone gives us information that is useful.
Can I have a little bit more context? You seem really pissed off.
I have somewhere to be after this is settled.
Do you need help?
I wouldn't mind it.
I'll be there. Do we need to... Is this a personal thing? Or would you want to see if the rest will help after we get done with this?
We'll see if the rest will help.
Do you want to save it until after our current business is over so we don't distract them?
Yeah.
Right. And I look around at all the little possum people.
Yeah, you now have a...
How many more people need rides on shoulders?
You have a troop of several possums in armor now, as well as packs on their backs, and all sorted up, all looking like Hatano on her first day, except they look like they've been traveling for a while.
Damn, now we gotta break more of them out of their etiquette. Very true, though. Took just a little bit to break Hatano out of that shit.
Well, it took like a year.
Alright. So, what do we do next? Anything else?
This is just to the people who are awake currently, right?
I'm just seeing essentially if there's anything else, or if we're moving on to when everybody wakes up.
The Jug is just sitting somewhere in his rage form, not breaking it.
Wait, you got one that doesn't go away. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it just stays.
I'd say for empty spaces, you definitely... the main one would be just that sort of mess hall room that remains empty most of the time. Entering... like you'd be shown that way, seeing that you're clearly currently not emotionally level. So being led in there, you see that giant bat creature still in the corner, but it looks like it's asleep, resting, like laying down on the ground. And you see that woman again, laying like on top of it with her feet like propped up, because the way the beast lays, kind of lays, and its rear end is higher than the front. And so she's laid with her feet higher than her head, and she's like playing with a knife on her finger, throws it, flips it around, catches it on the tip again, and she looks over at you. Goes back to messing with the knife. Just arm behind the head, just kind of ignoring everyone. But from there, I would say everybody eventually rises from rest. Whereupon you find Revian. Do you go back in there, or what do you do?
I probably would have no, I probably wouldn't have gone to the roof. Well, if I could quietly go to the roof or something to sit in the wind and try and absorb some air and calm and take in the environment for a little bit until everybody's awake.
Certainly, taking the burnt orange sunrise of Dracomornis and the Guildlands, the cold winds of the morning coming in, warming slightly, as the first bright light of the day crests over the mountains to the east. And you all find yourselves awake. Revian and Jug and Hatano are missing.
I guess Manus would go looking for, seeing that they're gone, he'd go looking around and try and find whoever. Like,
I probably would have started hearing more noise downstairs, and I probably would have started heading back down.
he'd probably go looking for like Jug or Revian first.
Crossing through that front room, you like up through the halls, you do catch a glimpse of Hatano with a bunch of a group of more possum folk. Funny enough, she's not in human form right now. She's currently in possum form, speaking with one that looks a bit more official, and the others are sitting like leaned against the wall as they continue to speak about something. And going further on, you coming to like the back of, or the front end of this warehouse, you find a table where the claw is leaned over it, and she's like talking with, you see Zarmiros is already here, and you see Batara on a table on the other side of the room, sitting, just sipping some tea, and she looks up, she kind of gives you a wave, and then goes back to her tea. Wandering out into the front room, you find guards and captains, some coming in and out. Some look like they're gathering themselves. Just a typical number of people left in this front room in case there's some kind of incursion, but bustling about. Some of them are grabbing food off of a table set up in the room as well. And you see one of the captains kind of head pokes up, and he walks over and he's, "Can I help you? Look, you look like you're lost."
Just looking for the rest of my group, making sure everything's okay.
The angry one's in the room there, and the other one's up on the roof.
Upon hearing that, Manus would probably immediately go to Jug upon hearing the angry one.
The angry one, yeah. Because he's usually not the angry one.
You find him. Well, how do we find Jug?
Yeah, what is he doing? Because that's
The
I have
room
an
with a
idea for
single table
something.
and a few chairs and a woman on a giant bat, not paying attention or giving any word or whisper to anyone in the world.
He's just been. Is it a windowless room?
No, it's a big room with like windows all across the outside wall.
Yeah, Jug's just been arms crossed, still in rage form, so he's just fucking twice his normal size, just staring out a window, shaking his leg.
Manus just kind of slowly walks up to him and puts a hand on his shoulder and says, "Do we need to talk, or do you need to fight this out?"
We're gonna fight it out, then we're gonna talk.
And Manus summons his mech.
Mike is there with you, fully prepared.
And when it gets
Yes,
summoned,
so it begins.
as a bonus action, I immediately jump into it. I ready my. Is there like a place we can stand?
At
to
least
spar?
find an arena that you can't.
Yeah,
break
like something we're
shit.
not gonna break.
It's a pretty big room, and it's the only thing breakable really is the stone table. Upon summoning the mech, she actually goes from like catching tip of knife on finger to like she actually grabs the knife again as it doesn't quite fall in the same way. And as As you turn, Manus, you see an upside down face is now peering at the both of you with like an eyebrow raised.
Look fast.
She rolls over off of the thing. She stands there and like wipes the knife off a bit, admires it, elbows the giant bat, looks at you two again as you're like stepping into the mech, and she just kind of like does this, puts the knife away, grabs the harness around this creature and like shakes it, and it finally wakes up, and she steps around in front of it and she kind of does this, and it just and it gets up and it like crawls out of the room and like squeezes through the door just barely and got it out, and she follows in behind it and she closes the door.
Toodaloo!
So after getting in the mech, Manus just walks out to one side of like whatever like this little building is shaped. He just puts his shield in front of him and just hits it really hard twice with the other hand, and then like braces for an attack.
Jug, what do you do?
Is it time to beat the shit out of your friend? Don't break his mech too much.
I was about to say I can repair it. I'm here for you. This is for you, dude. Swing it out. I am the group healer after all.
Let me look at my shit. Fucking.
See what you want to do.
I think Jug just like pulls out his sword
Oh shit.
and just starts fucking taking swings.
I'd be offended if you didn't.
Make your attacks, sir.
I
We're
figured you would have
going-
been so pissed off you just would have went straight fist and started beating the shit out of the shield. You got
No, we're-
gauntlets?
I don't have those written down yet.
I was about to say, this mech has 55 hit points and I can heal it on an action, so don't worry about it.
If I could
Alright,
play,
Try
we'll
not
do-
loud thing.
if I could play the Attack of the Clones like Anakin with the Sand People music, I would. it's giving that.
That was funny.
I've been rolling like ass, so we're gonna do Reckless Great Master.
Hell yeah.
We're going all. Jug is using all of his strength.
I'm gonna cast shield as a reaction then, just...
All right, that's first one. Holy shit! I rolled 2 5s on the first hit, so that'd be 15. I ain't gonna cut it.
Does a 15
Oh,
hit?
yeah.
Actually, that wouldn't even be 15, would it? Not 15. Either way, I don't think it would have hit.
No, yeah, my AC is a 23.
With that shield. Which doesn't that use your spell slots? You
Yeah,
might
it
need those
does.
later.
15.
That's a
I
level
mean, I
one
can
spell
take it
slot.
back if you would. Yeah, it's just
Oh,
a
yeah,
level
it's
one.
level 1.
I did
So, yeah, I've got
some
plenty.
bad math. It wouldn't have been 15 anyway. It would have been like 11. No, this next one would have been a 21.
Still a miss.
Shield's 23.
Yep, Jug's
But
just
keep
fucking-
going. We'll come around to it.
I was about to say,
Do you have
we'll
3
say
attacks
this-
or 2?
He only makes 2. If it's
2, right?
Wait,
Or do you?
let's see.
Are you the kind of barbarian that gets the?
Oh wait, no.
The bonus action.
I'd have to crit. I'd have to crit or bring an enemy down to 0
Okay,
to
gotcha.
get a third attack.
So, it's not that you miss him or whiff but the shield that he has is definitely holding against your hits. What does the impact of these 2 hits feel like for Manus? He withstands it, but what does it feel like?
I feel like even though he withstands it, it still like pushes the mech back just a little bit, like in the sand or dirt or whatever they're standing on, and it like shakes him a little bit. Like maybe like disrupts the electronics in the mech for like a split second.
shaking around the pilot.
Stunning jolt.
All right. Manus, do you do anything? I'm basically gonna let Jug hit this until he feels better. Until
I
you
was
tell
about
me
to
call.
say, is there a defend option in 5e?
It's dodge action.
Would that make me move, or would it just raise my AC?
No, dodge action. Hang on, I don't remember
It gives
exactly.
them
what it was.
disadvantage, I think, against you.
I think yeah, it's disadvantage. Try to start your next turn. Any attack roll made against you has disadvantage. I'm assuming disadvantage if you can see the attacker. Yep.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
That. Fuck that. Manus
The
just holds his shield up like after the blows, and he just says, "Let it out," like just very calmly.
In a narrative moment, I would excuse and say like, I'd allow for like you're letting him hit you, but you're like specifically bracing yourself for a hit you know is coming. So I'd say like action for everything I just said.
Yeah.
Your boxer training, only it's not a boxer you're going up against.
All right, Jug, make some more attacks.
Beat shit out of him. Go for it. He asked for it.
First one was an 18.
That matches with my AC. So what happens if they match?
Meets it.
Beats it. Beats it.
Doesn't it?
Okay, cool.
Meets it,
That's
beats
what
it.
I thought. Cool.
Alright, well, no, I'll roll a second attack, then I'll roll damage.
Yeah, definitely.
Fuck. Crit.
Oh shit, natural.
And because I
20.
crit,
Oh,
and
wait, no, you
because
just-
I crit, yeah,
Don't you hit him
because
again?
I do. Third
Ooh,
attack.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Powering up. That's another crit. Oh my fucking god.
Oh shit. Manus, I'm not sure your mech's gonna survive this.
Do you want to know how many dice that is?
Good thing that dinner is in the evening.
I was about to say
That's-
I can rebuild it. I don't care.
I
Well, we
would
get
say
out of
Manus is
calculator.
not the one
I'm-
that's enraged here. You know, you'd be able to like yeah, you got most of the day to fix it if you need to.
I was about to say, and like after that, I got 138 hit points. If we need to like box it out, let's like. I ain't done yet.
He's got 138 punchable hit points.
I'm gonna roll an
all my
owlbear.
stuff
This
on 'em.
is
Ooh.
a lot of dice.
Bring it.
So far, just the normal bonuses of Great Weapon Master and his normal just +9 from strength and proficiency. It's 57 damage.
Jesus.
Oh yeah. That
Cheese Louise.
Well, hang on.
He's not
Let's
done.
just let it. Let's
That's
roll.
just the
It's
beginning before he started rolling the dice.
Now it's 14d6.
Are you just laying out the dice?
I'm rolling it. I'm going in
He's
owlbear.
putting him in owlbear.
Hang on, it's not showing in the viewer version.
I don't think he's rolled quite yet.
I haven't rolled. Let me know when to roll. It's
All right, go
going
ahead.
through.
Wait, hang on. I want the viewers to be able to see. Oh
58
shit!
more
It's right there.
damage.
There we go. It showed anyways. Yeah, there we go.
yeah, that beat my max HP by 4. Just so yeah.
115.
Actually, 3. Oof.
All right. So we'll pull back into. We'll pull back a bit. Let me change up the music a bit here, because I think it
See
would
what
fit a
happens
bit more.
When my mech does
Make
die.
sure I grab the right music here.
Mhm. Does it explode?
No,
Okay,
it only
so-
does that as like a max level thing.
Jug, this burgeoning rage, filling your chest, overflowing, pouring out. Your friend Manus has stepped in to allow you to beat this out, to punch it out, to get it off of your chest, if a bit fractionally, at least some. Describe what happens next after the first 2 swings that hit the shield and kind of just seem to scoot him a couple inches back on the ground What did these hits look like? Because I will point out that each roll, one after the other, got higher and higher until you rolled 2 natural 20s. Because the first one was low, then you rolled another one that was a bit higher, but still not good enough. And then the shield was gone. Then I think you rolled higher again, at 21, I think, and then you rolled 2 natural 20s in a row.
The 21 was in his first round. He made an 18, which met his DC, and then he napped 20 twice.
Well, either way, what does this look like?
Let me take a gulp here for a second.
Drinky.
I think Jug just trying to not swing at the direct middle, just knowing that he's still swinging at a friend, but just swinging as hard as he can. Goes for one arm first, then just turning around just as quick as he can, swinging upward at the second arm. And then the last strike going straight for the legs.
Dismembered the robot, and Manus falls to the ground, just the cockpit.
So how much damage did that end up doing total? I'm trying to figure out if
115
115. All right, so
or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it have bleed over? Kind of like
Yeah.
a wild shape? Okay. Yeah, so you
Yeah.
you take the rest.
So
you
you
might be
take
being careful, but he is
60
in a rage.
damage.
He's in a-
Yeah, I'm done. I'm
You
down
take
to
60 damage.
out of 138. I got 78. I'm fine. I knew what I was getting into.
And after the blind rage of just needing to hack at something subsides, feel the blood kind of rush out of your face a bit. And you feel your
Jug goes
senses
out of rage
return.
mode.
I
Just
will.
Drop your rage.
looking up at the ceiling, drop his sword. Just falls to his knees and hands. And he's just crying.
Manus,
will
you hear a
s-
voice in your head. Is everything okay in there?
I'm fine. We're both. I'm checking on him now. I will say that Manus ejects from his mech when it just gets destroyed. So I shot out like 5 feet around it, probably whichever was closest to Jug. So let's just say like Manus like immediately jumps out. He has like a black eye and his like shoulders like out of socket, and he just like puts a hand on Jug's shoulder and he's like, just let it out. And then he starts talking to like the voice in his head.
She says, all right. If there's anything required, let me know. I'm just a thought away.
Thank you.
I figure that created some noise inside the building, and I probably would have come running by that point.
Yeah, probably would have been by where you would have had to go to be on the roof, and where you would have been sitting to face the sunrise. You would have probably heard that below you. You arrive just after Hatano, and then the others trail just behind you. Lex and Jack are also, I would imagine you two have arrived at this point as well. So now most of the party now stands in the doorway. Probably after you've had this mental interaction, they didn't see any of the rest of it.
I see Jug kneeling on the floor crying, and I go over to him and try and comfort him too. Because I know he was pissed about something, but he didn't want to talk about it yet, so I don't know exactly what it is yet. He was not happy.
And after a moment, Lupa and Kaitora also join you all in the room. And Kaitora walks over and she looks at you, Manus.
He stands up and he just kind of like, I guess I should say, limps over to her with all his like bumps and bruises and scars.
And she it reaches a hand out to help you a bit.
He reaches out and he grabs it and he just, thank you. Helping a friend.
So now you all are in the room. Jug, obviously, quite emotional.
We're more alike now than you think, Revian.
That's not a good thing, though. And I do my healing hands on him. On Manus, just to give him some extra bump in health.
Oh, how much is that?
Which is another 7 health.
Okay, cool.
Not much, but it's something. It's about the only actual healing spell I know. And I can only use it once per long rest. So I don't use it because it's not much.
I'll either rest or I'll heal myself, it's fine. I care more about the story.
Yeah, and that's why that was the whole reason for that, because
You guys will probably
I
have.
usually forget about that anyway.
You guys have more than enough time to take a short rest between now and later, so there'll be time for stuff like that.
And Jug's gonna get up, and tears still streaming down his face. I'm gonna put a hand on Manus' shoulder. You lost a spell slot, right?
Yeah.
Give me a second. All right. You recover up to a 4th level spell slot, and I take 20 damage, and then I'm gonna roll it again.
Very interesting ability.
You gain 20 health. I take another 20 damage.
Holy shit.
Oh.
You gain 15, another 15, and I'll take 15 damage.
It's basically a straight transfer to you. Health for health. Interesting.
So I'll drop down.
So there's now this kind of level of equivalency gained between the two of you. This bond of violence to relieve emotion is now balanced with pain for pain.
After he does that, Manus just looks at him and just says, "What is it, my friend?"
That fire mage and that bastard killed Boar. I'm sure of it. They went straight for the heart. And they attacked my homeland.
How bad is it?
My mother has fallen. And is now my sister who will take the reins.
The instant he said his mother has fallen, you feel a burst of wind come out from around me just from the memory of my mother dying from shit.
The wind. There's now a breeze in the room. Revian, you also definitely feel, only perceptible to you, but you feel a gaze turn to you.
Do I know where it came from?
It's,
Or do I just feel it?
for lack of placement, above you, but not in the room.
Gotcha.
Manus just, after hearing this, he just, takes a second and he just looks to Jug and he just says, "Their judgment will be carried out. We will see to that."
As swiftly as we can.
I'll say, Manus, you do notice, I've never described Kaitor's angry face, because she doesn't have one. But there's a solemn look you've never seen before there. Like she's going to do something.
He just kind of not like he doesn't say anything, but he just kind of like looks over and takes notice. Like he notices that he's never seen her look like that before.
She is an Eladrin, so you specifically may know what she's probably going to do. Which, depending on the Eladrin, is no small thing.
Yeah, I think I might.
So, breaking this moment, you hear the voice of the claw from the other side of the room by the door. Well, good morning, everybody. Looks like everybody's quite chipper and happy this morning. So, there's a meeting, if you'd like to join, in the other room. Starting in 5 minutes. So, whatever you've got going on, I suggest you wrap it up and join us. God's damn, you all look like somebody died. My condolences to whoever it is. I'll be in the other room. The others are waiting. She closes the door behind her.
As I start to collect myself, I look up to the ceiling, or past the ceiling at whatever's looking at me and just kind of give a nod. Considering it happened when my emotions in the air reacted, it's probably my father's my thoughts.
You feel the gaze on you for another few moments, and you feel it turn away. And then, after another about 10 seconds goes by, you hear, well, you hear another sound, but it's very distant. But something like, sympathy rolls in off the back of it.
I visibly relax a little bit when I feel the sympathy through that feeling, and I start to calm down and go over to Jug. You okay? Are you going to be okay for now? I should say, until we can complete the vengeance.
Jug's gonna pick up his sword, not fold it up, just strap it to his back. I'll do what needs to be done.
Shall we, everyone?
I would like to spend a spell slot to fully repair my mech.
Is that all that requires?
That, I think it said 5 minutes.
Oh shit!
Well,
you got 5 minutes.
Just
Oh,
in
no,
time.
1 minute to repair it. 1 minute, not 5.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
not even just in time. Well, lots of time to spare. Let me find my thing. I had to read. I need to
See
check
him over
something
there,
really
Lego,
quick.
putting the legs, bait, and arms back on.
I was about to say, I thought of it like the Iron Giant, like the pieces just kind of slowly magnetize and move back together.
Yes,
Just
that
through
is
some
badass.
noise. 'Cause all
Slowly
Manus'
putting itself back
stuff-
together.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Pieces just come rolling over out of the corner of the room where a screw landed.
Hell yeah. I need to spend one of these, because
Give me just a second. I'm reading something really quick. just want to check an ability. Okay. All right. So, what do we do?
Head into the meeting.
It's meeting time. So,
Actually, might have to do something really quick before that. I will be right back.
okay, we'll take a quick couple minutes here. Everybody exhale. We'll take a short 2 minute. 2 minutes.
Damn, holy shit.
Damn it, Jug, you weren't supposed to join that particular little group. Damn bastard.
Son of a bitch.
As if this
Oh,
guy
no.
didn't need more reasons to be on our shit list. Like, we're gonna rip him to shreds now.
He did it a second time.
Dude.
2 different mothers from our group have been killed by this same motherfucker. In various ways. Mine took 18 years to die almost. He just flat out killed Jug's mom, apparently. So fuck.
He'll get
Definitely
looked
not
into
on the
it.
good list.
Yeah,
He'll
that
get
was
looked
a
into it.
heart-wrenching letter.
Yeah.
Christ.
I
Great writing.
I am so sorry. I've been sitting on that. Like, the idea was already there. I just hadn't written the letter until not this past week, but the week before. Pretty much immediately after the session, like that Monday or Tuesday, I wrote it up, and I was like, "Oh boy, time to twist and wrench the heart from a friend's chest."
The divination rolls. If he says, "Hey, roll for charisma at random fucking time," be prepared for somebody looking in on your ass.
Anytime
some
it says
way.
roll for charisma, I just gotta nut up and do it. There's nothing I can do to -2.
I have returned.
He is back. All right. So, deep emotions, deep in the heart, and all of that. We enter back into that back warehouse room, where at some point, one or another, you had seen Zarmeros and the Claw, and now Batara. Okay, no, stop it. Stop. Let go. Let go. Shoot. He's not allowed in the window anymore because he keeps doing shit like that.
Let go, my ego.
Re-entering the room, you now see the 3 of them planning, communicating familiarly, in not hushed tones, but like just talking quietly between the 3 of them. Difficult to hear. As you all enter, and you see various people of rank, important people in charge, captains, sergeants, various, who, some of them move out of the way, some of them look at you like unfamiliarly, but some of them give way for you to move towards the table and to sit and stand around, closer to Zarmeros, Batara, and the Claw. And then you also see Giant Bat Absent, the about, I'd say, kind of around Jack's height. That very bright, white-haired, very pale woman of some unknown race. As they all like look to you and your group, and the Claw picks her head up from the table and looks around at everyone. All right, everybody's here. So, this evening, there will be, as most of you know, a meeting between this Fire Mage and Lord Rennisk. going to pressure him into joining the cause of these figures holding the lord of our city and the governing of our city as a whole captive in one way or another that we are having trouble finding out. Well, we will soon find out. As we have here Dahana of the division in Astris. If you don't know, it's the city of stars, off far in the west, the middle of the Delisle Sea. They specialize in, well, flying at night and finding out information if they need to. And they can kick a few nuts if they need to, as well. Dahana, what do you have for us? She steps forward and she has like a kind of a strange accent that you're not familiar with, and she's like, I have found that the dinner this evening will be at around 5 p.m. Near precise. It has been planned to specifically fall at around that time. The dinner will last precisely 45 minutes. Whereupon the fire sorcerer will rise, take his guard, and leave. They are going to take a way through the city on something. Shit. Whoa. Something known as the Frisk Highway, coming down from Hale, or Upper Hale, and travel across the city and take as direct a route as they can. It will be secured by many guards. This is a bold strategy. Instead of taking back streets where he will not be seen, I suggest caution as much as you can. He does not carry a large entourage aside from the escort there, whereupon they will wait outside the gates upon request of Lord Rennisk. And she looks back over at the Claw, and the Claw nods. Right. Of course, cocky bastard. Well?
If I might ask, is there any open spaces on the path he's supposed to be taking?
Well, the Frisk Highway is pretty wide, pretty big. It's where the major portion of the traffic goes from the east side, northeast side of the city down to the west and the southwest side, and out the south gate, out into the villages and further on down into the south. It's not, it won't be, especially if he's got the route set up for an ambush, won't be ideal.
Sorry, I was looking at the map to see where it was at on the map, and it's actually in the north.
Yeah, it's like the center north of the city.
Are there likely to be a lot of civilians around at the time? Or do you think
Considering
they're gonna
it's
clear out those
the
areas?
end of the day, they'll probably close off the route. And probably make some
Well-
kind of big parade out of it. Probably put him in some kind of closed carriage or palanquin or something like that, and move him across the city unseen, though people will think it's some kind of rich lord or maybe one of the court coming down for a visit with Lord Rennisk.
I gave a glance around the table and I said, so is the plan to attack, to go in while he's at the castle or while he's leaving?
Batara, this is where Batara speaks up and she says, I think it would be ideal, probably to either infiltrate the house itself, wait out the dinner, and attack as he's trying to leave and re-enter his carriage. That is when the troops that followed him in will be at their most lax after sitting and waiting for all this time. Some of them may even fall asleep by chance, and she looks at the Claw. as long as that plan goes well. But also, he only has those 3 guards. The house, you could attack inside, but I don't recommend. The house is large, but not with wide open spaces and the sorts of places away from innocents. Like a lot of the staff of the house, which I would not wish you to injure. But there are options and ways. You could also wait until after the dinner has started and find some sort of way in to ambush in the courtyard. It is whatever you wish to try and do.
Well, I have a pretty good. Are we just trying to kill him, or do we want to capture him?
The claw kind of like shrugs, shakes her head a little bit. She's like, whatever you can do. If you think you're strong enough to capture him, tie him up, bring him in. I mean, Batara will be happy to question him. If she doesn't kill him or crush him, certainly she'll get a few squawks out of him before he croaks.
I was asking because I have something that I can throw from 300 feet away at them. I have a whirlwind that I can throw out that will parry and probably at least split them up because it throws people outside of it or around it and up.
Yeah, I was about to say, if that's something you wanted to do, that might be.
That would be a good starter.
Yeah.
Put it right there in front of him. It's a 10-foot radius, 30-foot high cylinder centered on whatever point I decide to set it on. Until the spell ends, you can use your action to move the whirlwind to 30 feet in any direction along the ground. The whirlwind sucks up any medium or smaller objects that aren't secured to anything and that aren't worn or carried by anyone. A creature must make a dexterity saving throw on the first time on a turn it enters the whirlwind, and that the whirlwind enters its space, including when the whirlwind first appears. A creature takes 10d6 bludgeoning damage on a failed save and half as much on a successful one. And it tends to pull people every round up, and if they're in the air when it ends, they take fall damage.
In my mech, I count as a large creature, so I could like walk through that and be completely unaffected. So if you like casted that around me, that would be like I could just like shoot them out of the air if I needed to.
Large or smaller creatures that fail the save must succeed on a strength saving throw or become restrained in the whirlwind until the spell ends. When the creature starts its turn restrained by the whirlwind, the creature is pulled 5 feet higher inside it. Unless the creature is at the top, a restrained creature moves with the whirlwind and falls when the spell ends unless the creature has some means to stay aloft. They can make a strength or dexterity check to get out. If they are successful, the creature is no longer restrained by the whirlwind. It is hurled 3d6 times 10 feet away from it in a random direction. So it will still pick your ass. It will still restrain you.
Gotcha.
But that would be a good way to try and get rid of or damage the guards in some way and split them up.
Yeah, because I mean, I figure I'm not going to be able to. There's not going to be a feasible way for me to get the mech into the house, so I can try sneaking in and then like summoning it in there. But I figured I would be like outside, like if we needed.
Well, it's suggested not fighting inside the house anyway would be more restricted in smaller spaces. We would probably want a bigger area anyway, so we'd probably wait for him to come out or probably catch him when he's coming out would be the best bet. If we tried it when he's going in, he's probably going to be more alert and more likely to see something coming.
And Jack, I just remembered the thing I was going to mention a minute ago, but decided to hold off. Jack, if you would, roll for me. Roll a history check, if you would,
All right.
friend.
Alright. Let's see. History is intelligence plus 5.
3. That's not good. Plus 5.
You know this Lord Rennisk, and you vaguely remembered possibly doing a job, something involving him, but you don't remember the layout of the
gonna
courtyard of
ask,
the house.
Could I use one of my features to influence the roll?
What's that?
Lucky.
Right. Go ahead and roll again.
Okay, let's see.
And burn one of your lucks for the day.
Whenever you make an attack roll-based saving throw, you can spend 1 luck point to roll an additional d20.
Yep.
Okay.
Just gives you advantage. And don't forget, you all have you all start.
Oh my
with
god, nat 20. Let's
a
go.
natural.
We also have
20.
inspiration. We have to remember
I
our
was about to say
inspiration.
you also have an inspiration that you all can burn as well. You will start every session with 1. Think if you need a way to think about it, think hero points in thoughts.
So it doesn't. Okay, so I forgot to mention.
Pathfinder.
It doesn't add to the roll. It just means that now I have the option of picking that roll over
Yeah,
the other.
it gives you advantage.
Yep.
That's what advantage is. So it between that and advantage, which is think of it as the same thing. Advantage just means you roll 2 and take the highest.
Yeah,
So I got
disadvantage is the
a
opposite.
natural 20. Perfect. All right.
So for the natural 20, I'll just
You know everything about this person, an individual. and
honestly, I
stuff.
mean, there's no other way to put it. I will just reveal everything. You remember this place after a moment of like, I don't remember this place. Wait. And you remember a very detailed map, a very detailed operation, and a very detailed moment of which you saw down the hall a very tall, blonde elven man just before rushing home to find a very particular loved one dead. And then a flight from the city and the meeting of new friends. All kind of comes rushing back to you. But you know this house intimately. So, before I forget, let me credit the correct person. The map was not created by me. This map was by someone called Kazwarzi on Incarnate. So if you want to find their maps, they are pretty fucking good. I edited them slightly just to fit this, but fantastic maps for those of you out there on YouTube. I suggest. As for the courtyard, though, that is one that I made, which is why it looks so jank and crappy. But yes, very particular line of thoughts returns to you, Jack. And the claw now speaks up again, and she says, "So, with all of this, my concern now is the size of your group is pretty large." She like looks around at all of you and like counts up, and she's like, "Considering that there's 8 of you, 9 of you, how many are you? Jeez. Well,
A few.
all things considered, it might be a good idea to pick 6 of you in your group to go into this particular mission, and probably any else that we've got, considering that you're acting as a sort of infiltration squad, at least going forward as much as you like. We don't want to oversaturate a mission with too many operatives. So I would say between now and tonight, probably select among you the 6 that you wish to go on this particular mission. And from there, I wish you good luck. We have our own operation to prepare for in order to make this sure that you all are successful, as well as we keep as many guards, real guards of this city alive. and start to spread the word. She looks around the table and she gets a bit of a smirk and she says, because if you're successful today, tomorrow is going to be a very good day. A very bad day for a bunch of people up in that castle. And you hear a few, like, boot heels stamp around the room. A couple of murmurs.
Little cheer. Woohoo! Back in the corner. That was one of the little possum folk not understanding what was going on.
So, what now, friends?
So a group of six.
So I presume
be-
we decide who's going where.
Yeah.
Well,
I
6
think
of us is all five of us plus one extra.
Yeah.
I think
Who would be most
Kai-
useful?
Kaitora, she has the pass without trace.
Pass without
Yes.
trace. She can teleport and she can be a
Yes.
sniper if we need to. I was thinking the same thing.
She would be
We
the
definitely
best
need to
one.
bring her.
And if we need be, I can put her on it. Well, she can teleport to a roof if she needs to, but if she wants to save spell slot, I can get her to the roof pretty quick.
I was about to say I've thrown her up on roofs too, so there's a lot of options.
Yeah.
Well-
Loop is only really good for aggressive negotiations, to be honest. So.
I think we've got a couple
So
of
are you
those already in the
having-
group.
Is this like a conversation you're having like around the table in front of them or whatever? They haven't like disbanded
this
the meeting
pro-
or anything.
She would give me such a look.
Well, not the exact conversation, but the conversation of like picking who and where.
This is a conversation we'd have after the meeting disbanded, so I guess we'll wait for
Probably.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because that was
What's left
essentially
for
the
the
end of
meeting?
it. She would have called
Ah.
it there and sent everybody to prepare.
How many of us, aside from me, are sneaky?
I think my
I can-
stealth is like average at best. I
I
have a
think
plus
I could
2, never
maybe
mind.
do something. Let me look.
I'm
What's
okay
my
at stealth.
I'm proficient with stealth, so I get a +7.
Oh,
I'm also
I'm.
proficient. I
I'm
have
plus
a
3. I'm not the best, but I'm not bad.
I have a +9.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
I also have
definitely
proficiency
not
in
the
thieves'
best.
tools.
Well, I
Technically,
can
I have
use
double
the- I can-
proficiency in thieves' tools.
I can use thieves' tools as well. That's just an artificer thing, though. It's nothing like crazy.
I get a +10 when I use thieves' tools to unlock shit.
Nice. I don't remember what my plus is.
I specifically went for double proficiency for that since I already had something before that could open doors that I lost. I used to just be able to whistle and the door would unlock.
I will say also, before I forget, one thing they would have mentioned in the meeting is that Lord Rennisk is to be kept alive as much as possible, as best as, to the best of your ability, if you can. He's not the one you're attacking, obviously, but they just mean
No.
like, don't let him get attacked or taken hostage or die. He's
So
to
in
be
other words,
protected.
wait till he's trying to leave.
That's
would be
that's-
our best
That was
bet.
the reason for why they said, you know,
Man.
best idea is probably to hit him whenever he's exiting the house. That's why they made that suggestion, is to keep Lord, because he's as again 2 weeks, as was professed by the Claw, is that he's being pressured into this. He's not exactly a overly helpful lord in any of these situations. He's not the greatest person of character, but he's not a bad man per se. He's just not overly helpful with his wealth. He's just a wealthy man that doesn't really do anything with his wealth.
Is he one of those
Scrooge.
as long as long as it doesn't affect me kind of people?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, he gives that vibe.
Well, since my stealth isn't very good, I'm thinking whatever we do in the infiltration, I'll probably stick to like the back, try to stay out of sight.
Don't you have the ability to go invisible?
I don't think so. I don't think I.
Oh
can
wait, that
have-
was from your last thing.
Yeah, I don't. I can see.
I used to.
invisibility.
I don't anymore, which sucks.
I can-
Oh yeah, it was Sharp's characters I was thinking of.
I can, like, I have a flying speed, but, yeah, since my stealth isn't great, I don't want to be too, like, I don't want to be up with everybody else, I'll probably hang back.
Nobody has the ability to do telepathic bond, do they?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Not
I
even
have
a psychic?
I have dominate person. If I actually get it off, I can forcibly make him come with us, and we won't even need to tie him up.
Well, the telepathic bond is the one that lets us all communicate in our heads.
Yeah, that would be really useful right about now.
Alrighty, so... Is there anything we need to prep tonight?
I'll probably put a spell into my sword or something. Let me roll for that.
I put a spell on you!
So you just cast a spell, you would just drop the spell slot of whatever spell you cast, and then note that it's stored in the sword.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's.
This would be something I'll allow. This would be something you would have done the night before. That way you would
That
have
way you
it
didn't
for
lose
today.
a spell slot.
Today it's a spell slot saver.
What weapon do you guys want me to put on my mech?
Alright, I'm gonna cast.
Well, that would depend on how we decide
Ice knife
to
into my sword real quick. So
do that. How long can you fly?
I have a flying speed of 40 feet no matter what, but I can't hover. Like, I'll stop in the air and start falling if I don't land.
It's very
but
much.
Okay. That answered that question.
Well, I can also cast fly, so...
What is Obadiah's suit called in the first Iron Man movie? Ironmonger or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
It's very
something like
much
that.
Ironmonger
Ironmonger.
flying over.
Yeah.
It's very noticeable. It's
Yeah.
probably not a very quiet experience for everyone below when
yeah, I
his
was
mech
about to
flies
say,
on its base speed.
It
Is
is,
it weak
yeah.
to, wait, is the mech weak to ice?
No. The only thing it can't protect against is
I see what you
psychic
did there.
damage.
I caught that.
Icy problem.
Oh no, that ain't a problem. Don't you worry.
All right. Anything else?
Manus, the first astronaut.
Oh, yeah, you're reading my mind. He
Well,
hasn't forgotten about Bragadia.
I don't think I have anything that I need to prep.
Let's say aside from
Might
planning,
need a short rest now.
I would say
Yeah, I was about to say
those of
short
you that
rest to
need
get
to
some
take a
back.
short rest and do your short rest stuff, you may go ahead.
yeah.
In the case of the two of you that I know need one, you may roll as many hit dice as you have, as many as you want. that is within your bank.
Some bitches.
No, that's where we look at the people we're with and say, "Hey, could you spare a healing potion for him?"
I'll say it is at about the end of this time that Revian specifically, looking in the room, thinking, planning, postulating, being the one that you don't really have anything specifically that you're doing during this particular short rest. This moment of quiet while everyone's collecting their thoughts before a planning session. You noticed that Kaitora is absent.
I auto rolled in Prism and I only had like 10 more to gain, so it did. I used enough hit points to like take it over. I have like 12 out of my 15 left.
I'd probably go looking for Kaitora, just check, make sure everything's okay.
You are
She
directed
just kind of disappeared.
back to your spot on the roof. But upon arriving, you find an empty rooftop and some footsteps in It's less that it's been snowing and more that the snow that is currently present has been blown over. You see a few prints here and there in these little spots that have gathered here and there in the snow that lead further up onto the higher points of the roof. And you find a creature that bears a very familiar resemblance to Kaitora in the face and in shape and in every single way, except for all the colors are different, and she's tied her hair back.
Hello.
She looks to you. Hello. It's very cold,
Hello. Oh,
very empty.
oh, her tone.
Mm-hmm.
Are you enjoying the weather? You seem to enjoy quiet spots away from people if possible.
It's less enjoying the weather and more preparing for what is to come.
If I may be so bold, what is your part in the plan?
What would you have me do?
Now that is a good question. I don't know what you can do.
Same as usual, but you'll find me a bit distant and a bit cold for the next little while. I don't like to make this change, but what happened to our little friend will not be excused. And if the watch is called, I will answer. Sometimes asking a tree to move out of the way, you'll find a tree refuses. An old, dreadful thing that doesn't want to comply and wants to cause nothing but harm and wants to do nothing but block the way. Sometimes that branch needs nothing more than an axe. Sometimes that tree needs nothing more than a saw. It will be the saw.
Remove the sticking out growth.
What would you have me do?
The cancer. Look, and this is Kaitora.
It's Kaitor. She looks...
That's what I thought. Just checking.
As for features and all of that, she looks exactly the same. But all of the colors are different.
Well, looks like we're going to infiltrate this place. We may need to have you on Overwatch, doing long distance attacks as he's leaving. Is there anything you need to prepare to do so?
Not anymore.
Are you going to be okay?
I'm fine.
That is not the question I asked. I asked if you were going to be okay, not fine now. You said you're going to be cold for a little while. I don't fully know what you're referencing to and what's going on. I'm asking if you will be okay.
Revian, cousin. You see, my folk of the realm of the Fae, we can be, some of us, in tune with the seasons. Some of us choose one. I have opted to more often choose one rather than to let it flow as the seasons change or as I feel. But for what news was delivered to young Jug, I have opted for something colder. He doesn't know it. But that flame sorcerer is going to experience cold like he's never known.
He's going to experience a lot like he's never known. For putting my friend through the same pain he's already put me through.
And I will see that same frigid ice take Zarlor as well.
Yeah.
Shall we rejoin the others?
Yes, let's go.
Coming down off the roof and returning inside, you see a few heads turn at like her changed visage. And returning to all of you and your planning, sitting around at the bunks, quietly thinking, planning, kind of wrapping up whatever preparations you were making within the last hour or so of taking a bit of your own quiet time.
I was about to say, when Kaitora comes back, Manus just walks over and sits with her and like holds out his hand to her.
She enters, and you all see a wholly changed Kaitora. Her hair is white and tied back. Her eyes are still green, but her armor is dark blacks and blues, and the mantle of leaves that gather around across the chests are still green partially, but you see a layer of frost and snow on them as she comes in and sits with Manus.
We were outside previously, so I may not have noticed a difference in temperature. Does the temperature change? Or does the cold, I should say, follow us into the room?
Not necessarily, but following behind her, you catch a few wafts of some colder air. Not a whole presence per se, but like she's not warming the space around her. And she looks to you all and she says, "So what's the plan, friends?"
Anybody?
I have a whole lot more to add. I already did most of what I thought was for planning so far. I got nothing.
I was about to say, yeah, I wanted to know where everybody else was gonna go before I positioned myself, because I was gonna just take up the back, play support, and pick people off if I needed to. I was probably gonna, wherever Kaitora is on a roof, I'll probably like park the mech somewhere behind that where I have cover. So I can like charge out if need be, but also be far enough back that they can't like very quickly see me.
Well, if you're worried about the sneaking thing, we might need somebody on watch outside, and you can be the guy watching outside to make sure if anybody's coming for reinforcements or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. I could like stand outside of my mech because they don't know what it looks like, and then summon it if need be. Yeah, I can do that if you want.
That would be one way, since you were worried about getting caught because of sneaky.
Yeah, I just don't want to give you guys away, so I was trying to figure out a way to like help out but not be like directly involved.
And Kaitora could probably teleport up to the roof, so she's probably going to be with us on the infiltration because she has the pass without a trace and we have to stay within 30 feet of her. Otherwise it doesn't work. If we're going to use that route to get in closer to listen to the conversation.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's whichever. I can come in with you guys or I can like watch the gate. It's just let me know.
If we do that, we'll want to have somebody with him. He is our only healer, technically.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I don't know if I want to stand outside because, like...
I'll
Any
definitely.
thoughts?
I'll stand outside with him as soon as I see the sorcerer. You just got to give me the word of whether or not to attack.
Sounds good.
Otherwise, I'll jump off the roof.
Beat the living shit out of him before we can get before you can get outside. Now, you see him, he gonna get hit.
All right.
It's
Well,
like,
is there
yes, you
any-
cannot blame. He puts his face in my.
You're breaking up pretty bad.
It a little bit.
I'm probably sure that I am. There's a lot going on.
Oh, now you're fine.
Yeah, now you're good.
Oh, I would assume as much. It fixes and then fixes and does back and forth. I have no control.
Is there anything else we need to take care of, or are we ready to get this mission started?
So have you fully decided which of the... Well, it is now a full 9 group, because Lila is there as well. I forgot. I was like, I know I'm counting 9. Who am I missing? I forgot Lila had just kind of been following you all around. Minus, of course, this morning, but she would have joined you for this portion.
So it's going to be me and Jug on the outside. Kaitora's going to be doing Overwatch on the rooftops. So that leaves,
What question? What kind of abilities does Lila have? If I'm able to know.
Are you asking her directly, or...
Yeah, I probably would have just went up and asked her just to be on the safe side to see, hey, if you came with us on this mission, what would you be able to bring with you to help?
She's like, I don't know. I could be somewhat useful in infiltration, but I am, well, one would say a bit more of a punchier version of him. And she like motions at Jack, like nudges him with an elbow.
He just he kind of just tries not to smile, but then he kind of just turns his head to the side, like, okay,
Did you blush?
yes. Because I look, I know more about who she is. You guys don't. Like, nobody up to this point knows.
I
like,
asked
she's
Yeah, you
that
just
for
have
a
this
reason.
strange rabbit woman has like joined your group without speaking for the most part, minus a couple of times.
I asked because with my perception, I probably would have noticed you redden in the face, and I probably would have leaned over and said, "Do you want your girlfriend on the mission with us?"
Okay, so I guess he's
Just
the
to start
one that
teasing you for a
knows
second.
because He just figured it out. So like,
Lex probably
Did I
would've
hit the
noticed
nail
too,
on the head?
considering his perception, so he's not like not making it up. Plus,
I
I
whispered
know
that to
because he
him.
told me personally.
I whispered that shit to him because I saw him blush just to fuck with him. I wasn't trying.
That was
I
that was a
wasn't-
blind guess, so that's very funny.
Yes, that was a blind guess.
That was Kyle succeeding on an insight check.
That was hilarious.
It's-
I didn't need an inside check to succeed on that. That was
I was about
That
to
was
say,
obvious, bitch.
she can't help herself.
Yeah.
So who's it gonna be?
The reason I asked that was because if we're gonna have an outside team, we can have a smaller team go in, but we might be able to have Kaitora stay with Manus and Jug on the outside, and it shouldn't affect too much. That was the only reason that came to mind. Just a thought.
yeah, I guess that's
If we
true.
wanted
could
somebody
be,
else to
like-
come in with us.
We could be the backup team, me, Jug, and Kaitora, because Kaitora would be able to like get to the battlefield really quickly, and I'm sure me and Jug could get there just as fast.
That's why I was trying to see what Lila had, because if she had a pass without a trace thing, then that would have covered that anyway, without having to take Kaitora, who's more long range, in close.
Most
Anyway,
of her
that's my
stuff is
thoughts.
like hitting things while also hitting and doing psychic damage partially as well. It's kind of a lot of what she does. And also being extremely mobile. Extremely mobile.
I was about to say that's for the inside team to figure out. So
I want to say it would make sense that like maybe like I forgot. I lost my train of thought, but yeah.
I feel
Adding
that.
another person from the group we're helping into our team to be there as a witness or something.
I mean, if she's highly mobile, that might help. Like.
Oh
her
yeah.
sit-
I'm glad you said that. Now I know what I was gonna say. It would make sense that like the ability to jump really high for her would probably be something that's naturally able to do because
No, yeah, she has an ability like that.
But for Jack, he would need the spell to do that, which I think is kind of cool. That like there are some races that can just naturally do things
Yeah.
that others actually need magic to do.
I mean, I think it could work if she is like highly mobile, even if she's not like specifically like good at like stealth or infiltration. I'm sure she's not bad with a high dex.
Isn't there like some skill that she could get for being like really sneaky because light feet or sneakiness or something, like footsteps?
Let's see. She has lucky footwork, but that has to do with dexterity saving throws.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm thinking with Khajiit logic, so.
Yep. But yeah, that was about the only thoughts that come to mind. Anybody else have any thoughts? Because I got nothing else. That's about it for the moment.
I can't think of much.
No, yeah, I'm cool with.
Did I somehow end up as the fucking strategist of this team?
I feel like we bounce it back and forth because like I've been trying to come up with something. I just haven't said a lot because like I'm not stealthy. I don't want to
It's
like
like-
try and plan out the stealth op when I'm not gonna be there.
You're
It's like
good.
Manus
I
is
just
the
didn't
voice
realize it.
and the face. Jack's got the connections. Jug's muscle. And Revian's like the planner.
I got the connections and
Which
the
is-
manipulations.
And
Which
then
is
Lex has
funny
got the
because
secrets.
I
He's the
have-
secret box.
I have a 10 flat charisma.
I have 13 charisma.
I was about to say I don't know why I'm the face, but
I know we're not
I
whipping
think
out
I've got the
charisma scores
highest.
here.
Jug's got like 7. Or no,
6.
6.
No,
We are not a charismatic group. But we get our job done, damn it.
All right, well. If the plan is assembled and prepared to go, the day passes on. We begin to move into the evening time. Let's see. Let's get a bit more tense here. Where is it? So moving.
Where at on this city map is that house?
Hang on. If you're looking at the city map and you're looking at Frisk Highway, it's right next to where it says Frisk Highway.
Oh, it's that building up there in the block. Okay, in the
Precisely.
with courtyard. Gotcha. Just check.
Right here.
okay, cool. Hmm.
Because I was trying to see if possible any kind of routes or if somebody could go over a wall or something. Eh. Random thought.
Where would so who all is gonna be on the outside for like backup? It's gonna be me, Jug, and is Kaitora for sure gonna be with us, or
Did we decide to bring Lila?
I don't think we had, so that's why I was asking.
You only bring 6.
If we're only bringing 6, then that'd have to be you and Jug outside, and Kaitor would probably come in with us for the pass without trace then.
All right, cool.
Yeah, you assume because they're restricting the squad size that they're probably whoever's not in your squad, they'll probably
It's gonna
ask
be doing
for,
something else.
Yeah, probably ask for their help elsewhere. So final decision.
Yeah.
I guess me and Jug need to figure out where we're gonna set up and like stake out.
So you picked you picked Kaitora?
Yeah, she's
I
gonna
missed that
go
part.
in with them.
Okay. So Kaitora for the infiltration.
Sneaky.
Lila definitely has some stuff she could be doing though, involving people that Jack knows, but that will be off your radar for now. And she parts ways to go and prepare, and spend the day planning, and crossing over with the plans of the Claw and Zarmiros. So, how does the plan start? Where are we beginning? As I'd say about 3 o'clock in the afternoon rolls around. People are gearing up, preparing. The wheels are beginning to turn. What do you guys
there-
do?
Sentry posts that patrol the outside wall of the city.
Oh yeah, the walls are they may be old, but they haven't like they're not like broken down or anything. They're just very dark gray from all the dust
Yeah.
and the long years. There's patrols, guards that walk the walls. They're pretty tall, pretty wide. There's towers all along it as well.
What weapon do you guys want me to take in? Do you want me to use the cannon, or I feel like the cannon or the lightning lance, since they're like the ranged options.
Do those either one of those have an area of effect?
No,
Okay.
but they do 3d8 force damage or lightning damage. So
Well, the instant he goes to get into the cart, I would say blow the shit out of one of the wheels, and then I'll throw a whirlwind down at that point. So yeah,
Alright.
something to do damage
I'll do the
from a
force
distance
cannon
would be.
because it has a longer distance. It can shoot up to 90 feet.
That way we can destroy the cart and he can't use it to escape if he decides, oh, this isn't going well.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm seeing that there's not a lot of buildings around this.
Well, I was
So-
thinking sneak above this top right here between the two walls and then come over the bottom wall into the compound. See where there's that little spot where they come close together?
Yeah.
And that should, swapping over to the other map, bring us in somewhere around here. I think. Right behind this building or beside this building here.
Would we be able to do that?
The prep,
say
sneaking up to
probably.
the top side.
Say in planning you wouldn't know, but you'll
Yeah.
find out.
Well,
We
if
can
that's-
try.
I was about to
You
say, if
can
that's the route
certainly
you
try.
guys-
So I can't say yes or no because we're not there quite yet.
As long as it's like a good enough place for me and Jug to be able to like very easily get to you guys if you need backup or when the fight starts.
The trip from where we're at to where we're going, stealth, or are we trying to fake it and act like we belong there?
I would
Because
say.
this was our issue the last 2 weeks ago.
I would say maybe I would say fake it till you make it.
It's
'Cause I
deception
managed-
or stealth, probably. Almost
Which
Uh,
certainly.
one's everybody good at?
I'm much
Deception's
better at
charisma.
Deception.
better
I'm good.
at
I'm good at
stealth.
deception.
I was about to
Am
say
I
I'm
good at
stealth,
deception? Let me
so-
look.
I only got a
have
plus one on
to
deception.
deception, and that's it. Yeah. Stealth, I have a +3.
Jug's great at deception.
Great. He's
Jug is
awesome
particularly
at it.
skilled in deception. He's the best one. For sure. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
I have a particularly high nature and or animal handling.
How long does
I would say
That's
we'd probably
without
want to
trace
try and
last.
stealth. 1 hour.
1 hour? Would that be enough time for us to use it to get there and then still have enough time to use it to get into the compound?
That would depend on how she has it. Is it a spell or is it a trait?
I would say, ideally, like planning this out, you're either going to want Kaitora to stealth the group outside to where they're going to jump over the wall, or you're going to want her to go in with the infiltration team. She won't be able to get both there, because the infiltration team is going to have to go in a lot earlier. That's why I stopped at about the 3 o'clock in the afternoon mark, because that's where the infiltration team will be leaving to cross the city before the streets are fully closed over that way. And you'll be able to get in among the staff as they trade out and with the afternoon group. Fresh hands come in and the cooks begin to show up. And staff is traded out for the evening.
Well, I guess I could fly me and Jug over there afterwards. Like I
You
don't
could
have
probably
to
be
have
in that
contact-
little spot I was talking about
Yeah.
right here and waiting for something to happen. That's why I was wondering if we had any communication ability. I can commune with the wind and hear things depending on how good my perception check is within a mile.
I might
But
be
that's
able
not
to
specific.
talk to specific elements, but of spirits, but I don't know how well that could work.
Well, I guess let the infiltration team go since they have to go earlier.
Okay, are you sending Kaitora with the infiltration team?
Yes, I think is that the plan? Like, so you guys can get in and like, I'm pretty sure me and Jug can figure out a way to get in there. Push comes to shove, we'll kick the door in.
Yeah.
Oh, when you see a big ass tornado pop up, then that's pretty much your symbol to go.
So yeah, I think it would be best if Kaitora went with the infiltration team, so they can they have a better chance of not getting detected while in the compound.
All
I
right.
guess we're gonna head off.
So yeah, with as they're going off, Manus like he stops Kaitora and he's like, "Be careful and be safe," and he gives her a kiss.
She puts a hand on your face and she says, as much as I can. With them. She gives like as much of like a smile she can give in a winter state.
He nods.
Even you know it's not out of like any actual coldness, but like it's a very cold turn and walking away from her as she turns to leave. It's definitely different than her usual mannerisms. I wouldn't say probably a favorite for everybody. She's unhappy currently. The pair of
Maybe not a
individuals.
favorite. Much relatable.
And I'm the only one that's been explained to, aren't I?
No, he explained that to everybody.
Well, I meant the reason for her frigidity. Did she explain that to everybody or just me on the roof?
She probably would have briefly given, like, yeah, she's fine. Just don't worry about it sort of thing. She probably wouldn't have dove into the whole thing of it. Manus would know.
Oh, I was just talking about why she was pissed off and why she changed, not
Honestly,
how
I
she
mean,
changed.
I doesn't take an insight check. I'm sure everybody else can figure it out. It's probably easy to pick up.
Yeah.
Considering the tone of, well, Jug.
Well,
How many times can she cast Pass Without a Trace?
if you're ever stat sheet pulled up.
That's the important question. Do we want to use it while we're going and when we get there, or just when we get there?
She can cast it twice a day each, and she has the 2 spells, so she can cast Hunter's Mark twice and Pass Without Trace twice.
Well, about how long would it take us to stealth across the city?
Could you cast your
Considering-
Mist form?
Team infiltration, probably, depending on if like you're walking, the manner in which you take to get there. If you're walking, you could probably get there in 30-ish minutes if you're walking fast. But that's not quite all things considered. But Jack would be able to relay that, be about a 20-minute walk. I mean, a 30-minute walk.
I could do Wind Walk, but that's a 6th level spell, and I might need that 6th level for something.
That's true.
And
yeah.
then we'd only be using it for like 3
30
minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we wouldn't even use it for 30 minutes. Dude, we go 300 feet per second, per 6 seconds without dash. That's 600 feet per second with dash, or per 6 seconds. So we would get there in like 10 seconds, 20 seconds if we use Wind Walk.
I will point out you also have to leave at one point.
Yes. So I would probably hold off on the Wind Walk in case we have to make an expeditious retreat out of the city quickly. Also, it only works up to like 8 people, so I think or 10 people. So I think we've expanded with the possum folk. For this little group,
Next
though,
big
it would
enough.
yeah.
I was about to say, just pile them on. They can hang on my arms.
Yes, but it turns you into wind. There is nothing to hold on to. It turns you into a puff of fog.
Would I be a large puff of fog, though?
You would be a cloud, sir. There is nothing to hold on to. They
A
would
buff
fall
cloud.
through you.
Buff cloud, yeah.
It's a tall drink of water.
This
You're a
isn't
big
One
puff
Piece,
of
damn
clouds,
it.
son.
A thick puff of cloud.
This ain't One Piece where you can bounce on the clouds.
All right, so team infiltration. I'll say. So, are you attempting to infiltrate the staff, or are you just trying to sneak in while the staff is interchanging, sneak into the house, into quiet places and quiet corners? It's kind of really
That's
your
the
main
two
options.
That's a
basically.
good
how you
question.
sneak in is a whole other subject, but that's basically the only two ways that you'd get in, anyways.
And that would technically come back to deception or stealth.
Precisely.
We are better at stealth than we are at deception. That would be my vote. No other votes? I was about to say Kaitor is the only one that doesn't get a vote. Technically.
I was about to say, yeah.
That's
so
not- Yeah, Jug and Manish are just on the outside. It's up to how y'all want to do it.
Oh,
We are
Black.
the B men. We are the all men.
I was about to say, yeah, we're gonna fly in about an hour.
So you've all got your unique options as well. You don't have to just sneak in there. Well, of course, you have to get in somehow, so that has to happen. But like, you don't necessarily have to just walk in. There are other ways of going in sneakily.
And I was about to say,
got
just
chimneys.
because Revian goes and like does something with stealth, that doesn't mean someone else couldn't like infiltrate.
That's
like,
true.
One of the work staff, like you guys could
That
like
is very
pinch
true.
off and just keep
I
an eye on
could
each other.
try to come in from the top of the building since I seem to have somewhat of a prowess with climbing.
So you have a
That's
lot of
dependent
options to
on
get
if
to
I
the
roll
roof
properly.
as Lex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them involves a particular resource that you haven't touched on yet. It's a bit new.
I forgot about that. Oh crap! I forgot about. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I can do things that I forgot that I could do. Yeah, this is.
Yeah, you have a
Sorry,
very
careful with
wide
multiclassing.
variety of ways to get in.
I have
The widest of
holy
everybody,
crap.
even compared to Kaitora.
Wait a minute.
Do
So
you
how
have
long does
options
it
you want
last
to
for
share?
if I?
Read the ability. It should tell you specifically. It's based on your level.
Dang it. Okay.
And it's a
All
number.
right,
It's a
well-
number of hours, if I remember correctly. It's like a set number of hours, and then something to do with your level, I think.
Yeah, the length of time increases per level, I believe. I need to open my freaking browser to look at it though, because
That's probably the table I've looked at the least in all of 5e, so I don't remember off the top of my head. I only remember that it increases gradually.
yeah. Now the question is, would I know a particular animal? Would a particular animal be able to get invasive than others? Not be inconspicuous. Yeah, that's the first thing that came to mind was a mouse.
I was about to say, if you're a high enough druid, you might be able to change into an animal with a flying speed. I can't remember when that.
I can already do
stipulation
that.
was made.
I can already. That's why
Fly?
he mentioned that I had many ways of getting to
Yeah,
the
he
roof.
has
I
the
can
widest
fly. I can turn into
variety
a bird.
without like just going invisible. If you like in terms of creative ways of getting in, he's got all of them.
I was about
You're
to
the
say,
fly
like,
on the wall.
Yeah.
You, Jack, and
bad.
Kaitora have very like, all right, what are we doing? Sneaking or joining? Crew or hide? or it's not crew, but it's staff or hide.
I
was
want to go
about-
staff.
You gonna go in the staff? All right.
I can definitely like I don't have in terms of like being able to sneak, but I can definitely manipulate people to get through, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So for you, I'll say,
I'll put in position and to listen to the wait
and
staff.
don't forget, team infiltration. You all have inspiration. Some of you have luck. One of you also have. One of you has luck as well, on top of your inspiration. So you're completely broken at all points in time. But I refuse to retract that because you took a good feat. So for Jack, make a deception check for me.
One second.
With that, there. Does the-
Okay, 3 plus. Where's the first one? It's just a 3, but
Are you going to go with that roll? Considering what I just said.
You have inspiration.
And luck.
And luck.
That is free once
Let's say,
per.
yeah.
So you got opportunities
Session.
if you want to try and fix that.
So I can use my inspiration.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you have one inspiration. Everybody starts every session with one inspiration.
All
It
right,
doesn't
I'll use
bank
that.
up into the next one, but you will refresh every session. Everybody will get one per session.
Ah, okay, so
Use
equal
that.
to half my level in the class. So what is my current level in the class
All right,
again? I
let's
need
see
to
if
look at
I
my
get
sheet.
something. Let's hope I get something better.
Everybody hold your breath.
This is gonna get-
Oh,
Are you fucking
my
me in the ass?
God.
I'm like,
Oh,
What was it?
Oh shit! You got a 3 again?
another
Can
3.
you use a point of luck on that roll?
I don't know if I should or not. What do you
I
guys
I
don't
don't
think?
know if you
know.
can. Hang on. Let me look
I
at.
was about to say, I don't know if you can.
How many rolls of luck do you have per day?
3.
3.
Yeah, you get 3. That's why I don't know if you can. I don't know if you should, but I'm
Oh,
also
let's see.
worried.
That's the infiltration roll.
Yeah, I was about to say you might need to.
He got- We're gonna get found out before we get in there, or he's not gonna be able to get in.
Oh yeah, that's
And
true.
they may
You
just kick him out. If we're lucky.
What I was gonna do, I was planning on using my luck, but I was
Hang on. I'm looking into it.
gonna use like a
Oh,
spell.
these rules. Holy crap. Sorry, continue. The mouse might not be a good idea.
Yeah, they don't got a whole lot of health. Somebody sneeze
it's
at you
just
and you
because of
immediately
that.
die.
Just looking
That's
at
why I
it,
said you're
is
the fly on the
legitimate.
wall.
Well, I
I
have
was
like
about to
1
say,
Yeah.
HP.
like a spider.
likely to get
Literally
squished.
says you take the attributes of whatever creature you are turned into. This includes hit points, defense stats, and every other statistic. Ouch.
So
So
yeah,
if I went in as a
something-
mouse and something, literally sneezed at me, I'd probably die.
Well, also they wouldn't see you. They wouldn't see you and go, "That's a person disguised as a mouse."
Yeah, but they would still. What if I run into just some asshole in the hall that just like stepping on mice?
That's where you become the fly and just sit on the chandelier and watch.
That's what I was about
Nobody
to
ever
say.
sees
actually
us
gonna
I would
fly
be-
on a chandelier.
If I
instead
can
of a
turn into a
mouse,
fly.
Okay. Jack.
if you
I'm
turn-
going to go with technicality here because it specifically says beast. I don't
there's a
know if
way-
a fly is considered a beast.
I know. I know
Insects are
there's a
beasts.
way. I know there's a way to work around this. I know there is, but
Okay, so I read both rules, luck and inspiration. Inspiration has no hard rules about how many rolls you do this or that. Lucky, because it is a separate ability, it is a separate thing that you have available to you, I will allow you to roll again and expend one of your lucks again. You will go down to 1 luck for the day. Refreshing at dawn, of course, as usual. You've also spent your inspiration. So,
how much luck do I have after this?
you will have 1 left for the day. Until you do the big sleep.
So,
If this doesn't work, bro, then we're good. I'm gonna have to think of a different way. It's like
what's a creature?
If it doesn't work, this is going to be... We're gonna have
Really
to-
bad, really quick.
Very interesting situation.
Noticed that might be considered a beast.
Talk your way out of it. Tell him you came to the wrong house.
I can do that. That's the thing.
I say, I don't see anything... Now, as for rolling like an additional luck, from what I read, I don't think you're intended to spend it
I
multiple
don't think
times, but...
you can.
There's no
Motherfucker,
fucking
are you
way.
kidding me?
No fucking way.
There's no way. Dude, you should just give him to it for that shit. Threes in a row? That's bullshit.
That's ridiculous.
You should just give it to him for that shit. That's bullshit.
That's a triple negative.
How?
It's bullshit.
How?
That is actually crap.
I'm in genuine
Holy
shock.
crap.
Hell.
Oh, man.
I don't.
Yeah, last time
That's
I got
like-
like 3 5s in a row.
That's
Last-
like a
last-
1 in
What?
155,000 chance that you just pulled.
The odds.
That's ridiculous.
But like, oh my god.
We go for 4.
Look, there's
Can
other
he?
ways.
go
Look,
for 4.
No.
Go
I
for
don't-
4 for
I'm saying
funsies.
the reason why I'm saying that is because there are ways I can get out of this. That's what I was saving that other luck point for. Because like if somebody tried catching on to me, you know, like
Actually, I do need to ask the DM a question here.
Yes.
Is there rules on what and what not is considered a beast? Because it
It
does
is a
specifically say
tag
beast form
on
referring
it.
to.
There
beast.
is, if you're looking for a resource, there are wild shape. I'll say books, but there's compendiums.
'Cause we thought of bugs and various things. Because I thought of a spider, he thought of a fly, but I don't know if those
Yes.
are considered a beast.
Here you go.
Spiders are considered beasts. Like anything that's like a generic animal, like insects,
I'll send you
mammals.
a thing. It should be pretty detailed. I literally didn't even look at it, but it is a list.
That's interesting.
It should be pretty detailed. It's on fandom, so it's probably
Because if
very
I could be a
dense.
jumping spider, I'm not going to be seen, and I can just hang from the ceiling and watch.
Is that a
Yeah.
normal jumping spider or a giant jumping spider?
A small jumping spider,
Okay, cool.
intentionally.
Okay, cool. Because I knew they were both, and I was like,
Yeah.
No, yeah, that would be good.
freaking
because-
baboon is on here.
Oh, you
Oh yeah, you do
should
not
hear
know,
some
dude.
of the things that Ashley Johnson has turned into
crab?
the most recent campaign. Animals I have
Even-
never heard of.
What was
Might
that
even
called?
turn
Clo-
into
Cloaca?
What
quokka,
the hell
yeah,
is
a
a
quokka.
cranium rat? What the hell is a cranium rat?
It's a rat with a big brain. I think they're like telepathic. If I'm not
That's
mistaken.
so odd.
That's considered a
Flying
beast?
monkey?
I think so.
Wow.
Let me
A
check. Let
frog,
me see.
a
I
giant
might be
fire beetle,
wrong.
a goat, a hawk, a hyena. Oh my god, I can laugh in their faces. Wait a minute. A jackal? A jackal is a Look, that isn't technically a real creature. This is getting weird.
Oh man,
An
I had
owl is
such a big-
considered
Huh.
a
I had
quipper.
I had an amazing plan planned out. Now I don't know how this is gonna go.
So,
Yep.
here we are.
Spider's here. Spider counts. Spider's definitely here.
So,
A weasel. Oh my god.
as you all are, I would say, probably crouched behind bins,
Flying snake.
watching as Jack steps out and kind of gives you all like a nod of temporary farewell. He steps over and begins to join some of the staff you see coming along, Jack, and you begin to kind of work your way in. And as you get up to the door, a few of the serving staff like gives you a weird face as you like walk up and try to join into their group. And the guard at the door like grabs you by the shoulder and he says, "No beggars here. All right, head out. Be gone." He kind of gives you one of these. He says, "No handouts here."
A velociraptor? What?
All right.
Sorry.
So-
what the hell?
I think.
I
So
can't
I have
reach.
options on what I can do to try to get past him, right?
Depends.
A
What are you gonna do?
giant seahorse?
So now what I want to do is I want to use my hold up, I gotta tab into it again. How does this work?
A flying spider?
Oh, those things are fucking horrifying.
Lighting.
What? Now I want to look up what a flying spider looks like.
You don't. You really don't.
Go for it, sir.
How many other guards are around this guy?
You see one here, and if you look further in through the door to this little like back gated section of the like behind the house, behind the like the wall
God,
is
I
to your
hate that
left, but it's like a
decision.
little gated portion. It looks like maybe there's like some storage for larger crates and barrels and stuff. You see another guard in there, waiting further inside.
Okay. So now this is where I'm going to use my Hone Senses ability.
Okay, so you cast Hone Senses. Make sure you mark off the spell slot for that level of spell.
Okay, that's two spells that I casted. Bonus to wisdom. Okay. So now, can I roll for a charisma? And if that doesn't work, I can use my luck point to try and see if I can get past him. Can I do
Okay,
that?
so are you trying to persuade him or deceive him or?
I am trying to persuade him into thinking that I am the new guy that's supposed to be shown. Like, I'm gonna tell him they were supposed to give me my outfit when I got in there. The reason why I look the way I do is because I'm late and I really need this job.
He looks you up and down and he's like, go ahead and roll.
Okay.
One last time. This is the last roll.
That's
Yo.
right.
Crayfish.
Amazing.
Nice.
What,
No
what did he?
fucking way.
Animals out of the way.
Okay.
I'm
Three
in- I'm
20s and 3 3s in a row into a 20. How? Just how?
A saber-toothed tiger. What the
He
tears
flip?
in
He
there.
looks you up and down,
Or
kind of
gives
squints at you, and he kind of gives you one of those. Jack enters unmolested. Revian, Kaitora, and Lex. What do?
Lex is trying to think of what animal to turn into to create the complex.
Lex is like huddled, like I'm imagining like Kaitora and Revian right here behind a barrel on this side of the alley, and Lex is on the other side of the alley, very like narrow alley on behind a barrel, while the other two just sit and watch him just like this, as Lex is just fucking bat, elephant, cow, bird, fucking chicken,
Dung beetle.
Is Kaitora able to?
Yeah, no. Okay, no, the problem is, I just realized that what I can turn into is dependent on my circle.
yes, partially.
Turn into the germs on the floor.
No.
There's a level of
Oh my God,
dictation
I
to it, but it I think it also extends to just like animals that you've seen or are familiar with.
So, that problem is, if it was specific to circle entirely, then I would be specific to oceanic animals, period.
Now that does extend to things, think seagulls, stuff like that. Not specifically seagulls, but
Oh
you know,
my God,
there are
I could
other
be a seagle and annoy the hell out of everybody
there are
in that
other
meeting. Wait a minute.
sea-based animals, sea and
I'll
ocean-based
drop a fish on
animals.
somebody's head.
Seagull go mine.
Mine. No, actually, yeah, no. I might just turn into a bird because I could just crap on people's heads and blame.
Get away with it.
Just get away with it.
I look at Kaitora and ask her, do you want to do... It's just the two of us. Do you want to do Pass Without Trace?
She's-
Or shall we just try and sneak in somewhere?
I was
I'm
gonna see
turning
if
into
you
a bat.
wanted her
Screw it.
to teleport
I'm
on
going
top
with
of the
bat.
roof if she could and like
in
start
this
getting
current
sniper
form,
shots ready.
she cannot teleport with a partner. When she teleports, it will cause an enemy to make a wisdom saving throw or be frightened of her for a turn. Or a round.
Gotcha.
So that's what that changes also.
So we may want to save her teleport to. Well, I don't know.
I was about to say,
It's-
I can literally fly us up there pretty quick. Doesn't really
Okay,
take
yeah.
much.
Yeah.
And we can get on the roof and then try and info or upper. Can I do a perception check just to look for any upper balconies?
That'd be more like I don't know, your perception's pretty fucking high. Yeah, sure, why not? I'd say investigation, but you're extraordinarily perceptive, so I imagine skimming it, you'd
My
see it
investigation.
eventually.
All right, everybody, prepare to see Fruit Bat Lex. Let's freaking go.
That would be.
I have to ask you. You have a way of keeping track of how long the ability goes for, right? Because I've got 10 minutes before this thing wears off.
That would be enough time for you to get through leisurely without worry or panic or need to feel rush.
What?
10 minutes, I mean, it's like
That is glorious.
if you're walking
That's
from one
funny.
place to another on the other side of the city, yeah, 10 minutes is nothing. But like you're in a quick like get through the back door, infiltrate this quick thing. In the sense of like spy movie, you got 3 minutes to do this before the next guard round. You know, 10 minutes is a
just
pretty
like-
fucking long time. You're pretty set here for a minute.
I'm just picturing like this like a split screen of everybody doing their own thing, and it's just playing music in the background.
Yeah, Jack doing what he used to. The failed infiltration was just like that's the rust. That was the rust coming off 3 threes in a row. That was insane.
That was pretty bad.
I needed to get all my bad luck out at once.
It just cuts back while everyone's doing their spy shit. It just cuts back to Manus and Jug just kind of like sitting around watching the clock.
I think
For
I
an
can get away with
investigation, I got, like,
Albert. I'm a
18.
trip. I'm a trip.
Okay.
Trying to get away with it. Also, just for the fact that I got away with changing my name again, because I do it every episode.
What is
For
it
people
now?
who notice, I'm not in Albert yet. I'm
Oh, right.
in
Gotcha.
Acceptance.
Ed
I was like,
changed
I'm
his
looking
name.
for it, but I
You'll
forgot you
probably
just said you
see
weren't in
it.
here yet.
You'll probably see it instantly. Yeah,
There it is.
we go.
And I would have felt so bad if that failed.
Yeah, that would have.
Would've
I
ruined
would have.
everything.
If that came up as another 3, I would have fucking walked away. I'd have just left.
Thank God.
Okay, guys,
Just-
that's it. That's it. Okay,
Won't
guys,
even
just
bother to
end
turn
the
it all
account
off. Just go
check.
straight to bed. Like just no,
that's it for the
can't.
night, guys.
Just
Hope
go
you like the
straight to
stream.
bed.
No, imagine if it was a 2.
So,
Would have been some fucked up shit.
what? I'll say Lex.
my god.
Fruit bat's not very conspicuous. But
Maybe just a bat in general. It doesn't have to
I'll
be
say-
a fruit bat.
Bat, fruit bat, same thing.
I figured a bat because bats often in olden days were often housing inside of castles because of the open window style. They often
Indeed.
found their ways in
Yes.
castles.
Although, don't forget, this is a very cold weather environment. But there's reasonably
would
probably
make
a
more
few
sense 'cause
bats
they
in
like
this
to be-
environment that have ventured this far south that probably haven't gone off somewhere else. So there might still be some bats around. They don't necessarily they're not fully dictated by entirely by weather unless you're going to like tropical zones where the bats get really big for some reason.
I'll just hang in the corner as a little bat and pretend that I'm sleeping.
So, after, like, mind melding with himself, Lex finally goes into a bat, flies away. Very quietly, because
Imagine
bats
just
are
has
actually very
hair.
quiet. They mostly just make little chirping noises. You often won't even notice a bat. They're very quiet.
Horrifying.
Now the problem is, I would probably
Colton
have
knows.
poor
I know.
eyesight, wouldn't I?
We both
I
know.
hate bats.
One
We
time when
both
I was-
know.
when I was
We've had them
younger,
flying
one
overhead
time-
all day long
I
before.
was living in the apartment. We didn't even notice that one got into the apartment until it started making like a little noise.
Yep, they
and
chirp.
It crawled out from under the sofa, and my mom jumped and she started screaming.
I
And then
find
they had to call like animal control to come in and get it.
I
I
find
would have done the
the
same
least
exact fucking thing.
I find the least creepness out of. I get the least creeped by bats. I genuinely can't find it in
Yeah.
me to be bothered.
I
I
used to have one
don't
as a
find them
pet.
creepy either. I mean, just look at the picture I put in here. Look at that little face.
They're just flying foxes, I think.
Look at that thing.
Well, some of them
Chock-
are that big.
chock full of
Yeah,
rabies.
some of them are freaking huge.
That's why-
Creep.
That's why I fear them, is because one little scratch, you're either dead or you're dead if you get the shots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's the main problem about a bat is that they're still carriers of a lot of things, or at least they can be.
Why possums are adorable, because they can't carry rabies. Their body heat is
So,
high.
I'd probably have Kaitora
Yep.
cast Pass Without a Trace, and then I'd
Okay.
fly us up to.
so
a
here's the thing
balcony.
about Pass Without a Trace, is it doesn't really do much out in the broad, wide open, as well as going like full speed. It's very much like a sneaking around corners and hiding in shadows
Okay.
sort of thing.
Let me
Being out in the
rephrase
wide open,
that.
flying, won't do much. Yeah, it
you
will
can't
be
teleport with
up, but
anybody.
it won't really do anything for you.
Yeah, because we're too open and out.
Yeah,
in the
you're
middle
just
of
like out in the middle of the
nowhere.
open. So if you're spotted while flying, you're spotted while flying.
Is there any lower, first floor windows into rooms that don't look like they are in much use?
This would be a case of like going, because like there's, as I said, this little fenced in like stone fence wall area that kind of goes into like a back door sort of thing. You can go a bit further to the left of this, where the full corner of the wall comes out, and you'd be kind of out in the open, but if you find an opening, you might be able to find a time gap where you can quickly fly up and over. It's not exactly a stealthy thing to try to do, but if you can find a moment when nobody's looking, you could probably pull it off. It is, yeah, no, it's time.
Apologize in advance, but I have so little time that I might literally have to leave in
Like
mid-
12:30.
I'm headed towards the end here. I was essentially
Uh,
just letting him figure out how he was going to get in.
Well, a window or something doesn't seem. Well, the reason I asked if there was anything on the lower level was because we could do Pass Without a Trace that way and sneak through.
Well, the
window.
house isn't on the outside of the wall. It's inside the wall. You have to get
Oh.
either through the back
The way we were talking
somehow,
was
or
we
up
were
over the
already
wall.
in the. Yeah, I was not thinking. I forgot I'm not even past outer wall.
Yeah, you gotta
I'm
get in
not
the wall
even-
first.
Yeah. All right. And you said that there's a entrance in the front of the front side of the compound and one in the back side of the compound, correct?
Precisely.
And what's the back side of the compound's one look like again?
Just a little door, single person door with a guard standing at each one on the outside and one on the inner one.
Well, shit. So we don't want to alert them by taking out the guards, because there's still like an hour and a half until the dinner. Shit. Actually, can I get towards the northern side of the wall? I have mold earth, so I can go through, make a hole through the wall, and then rebuild it behind me because it's a cantrip.
Yeah. What's the area of effect specifically?
It's a 5-foot cube.
5-foot cube. Okay. This is a cantrip, you say?
Yes.
Okay.
That's my, let me scroll down to it just to make sure I'm reading it off. That is my Terra Sculptures Elemental Cantrip. It gives me mold earth. You can use your action to break down 5-foot or smaller rock or stone or rock into sand or dirt. In addition, you can reform sand or dirt into a 5-foot rock or stone. Furthermore, you can mend 2 pieces of broken rock or stone as if you were using the mending spell.
Okay. So you put your hand out, open up a hole. You see another stone wall there, very snug with this one. You open up another, and you find yourself in a horse stall.
We have come through into the barn. Are there any horses in the stall right now that may be freaking out over the wall?
In this stall, yes, but you assume that it's not freaking out though. I'm not sure that its ability would really make much of a noise. Maybe a bit, but the horse is definitely like kind of moved to the other side of the stall and is kind of like turned around and looked towards you all. It definitely stamps its foot.
I'll motion Kaitori in and then I'll close the hole up.
She goes straight for the horse, and you close up the hole, and that is where we will end with team infiltration. We have a bat.
Yeah, fruit bat legs.
We have an infiltrator. We have team barn.
2 sneaky people.
Team barn.
Team barn.
Sub team of team infiltrator to team barn. Sub team barn.
Sub team barn.
And then we have team outside.
Team outs.
We're like,
Team Overwatch.
let's say, from
Oh,
what it
God.
sounds like, we're like walking up now. We're like getting
Why
into
does
the
that-
shit.
By the time that he would have gotten in after assessing, like him and Kotora assessing all of this, it would have been, there's about an hour to pass. Jack would have been in for a while. Lex, you'd be like up in the attic or something looking for a way down in your little bat form, taking advantage of,
Probably also
Being
looking
bat-
for any kind of mice.
yeah, definitely. You find one or two. There's a couple of rodents.
All right, this will go right in somebody's soup while I'm spectating.
But there's the two of you at least calculate there's about an hour left. The other two, you're probably very fixed in on this. I think Jack, after a minute of like listening in and helping with the staff and serving alongside them, we'll figure out what you're doing specifically next week. But you probably catch that there's 1 hour remaining. You know that your friends will be coming up from the hideout for the particular use of, for the particular purpose of infiltrating over the wall. Make things
Jokes
go
on
boom.
them. I am the reason the rat fell in the soup until this, bro. They never knew.
And you wait for your guests to arrive. That is where we will end.
All right. Cool.
That one went a bit late, but that was fun. That was a good one.
No, that was a good ass.
It was a real good.
I love, just absolutely love wrenching people's hearts out and then going into like rolling 3 3s in a row, defying all probability.
Yep.
Thanks,
I
man.
wanted.
Killed my
Top
mom.
10.
It's
Top
freaking
10
cool.
WTF
Sorry.
moments in D&D be like,
I didn't get to roll my new dice today. I'm upset.
Sorry, kind of, sort of.
It's
Sorry,
great storytelling. It's hard. It's fucking sad.
I'm only a little sorry because it makes the story
know.
that much more dense.
Because like
Where's the picture? I need to send you guys the picture.
I wanted to.
I gave you a lot of
spar with
info to
Jug.
do with what you will.
I was not expecting it to turn into a punch-out therapy session, though. That was crazy.
No kidding.
The most damage I had
What the
done,
hell?
too.
To one individual in one round. Yeah.
I love my new dice. For anyone who wants to see them, I showed yours. You seem to like them.
Oh yeah, they're pretty cool.
Just thought I'd show them off because I didn't get to use them today. I made no rolls, probably
Sad
partially
boy
my
time.
fault, but oh well.
I was about to say I didn't roll anything either, so.
Yeah.
Yep,
No
we will
rules
get
were
to
made.
team outside. I figured we would figure out team infiltrate. I figured it would take about right up to the end there. Try and get them in there. And it's befitting that the other two would have to wait.
Oh,
Damn.
that's cool.
Oh, those are cool. You got the little, yeah.
What's that picture on the right where the router is?
Oh, on the right, that is the case for set dice. I have 3 sets with those cases. That's just another set. That's probably one of the. That's probably either the Dragon Eye dice or the Eldritch Eye dice.
What are you doing?
That is cool.
Yeah, they're all full sets. So I have a full set. These things that said I think were steel. These were $32 for this set.
You want to see a really cursed image I found?
Sure.
I
Is it
lied
the
to
one of
somebody.
what, a pony murdering another pony?
No, not that
Oh,
one.
is that a no?
Not that
It's the
one.
one with the. It's the one with the soda cans.
That is a happy cat. There
I
you
gotta
go.
get out
Currently.
of here, so I will
Good
see you guys
Gandalf.
next week.
See you next week.
Night.
Yeah, next week.
Next week,
Alright.
see ya. It actually looks like my cat, except less fluffy. My cat's just
I
like a
lied to
really,
someone
really
and-
fluffy
I-
gray cat.
I lied to someone and told them this is what my room looked like.
No, get out of the window. No, no window.
Why? Why?
No window.
That's me with cream soda.
It's made with Dr. Pepper.
I don't even know whose room that is, but they're
Oh
like,
my god, I
like,
love Dr. Pepper.
they're looking. There's a switch just right in the middle of all this mess. You can even see the case right there.
Christ.
You
My
know what?
doctor's
For
last
some
name
reason-
doesn't end in Pepper. I'd rather die.
Oh my god.
There's
Putting
like
some
12
pep in your
cans.
step, man.
There's like 12 cans of Coke right there.
I guess I'll
Yep.
sign off the
Probably
stream.
more.
I didn't know how long
Oh.
we would
Because
continue
it's
to.
gone off
There's the
topic.
there's like 18 there.
I like how he removed it.
Wait, now if you're talking about the one with the pony, he's talking about this one. That's
Oh
that's an image taken from one of
Alright.
the comic books.
We're
No
gonna end the
fucking
stream.
way.
That's legit from the comic
I will.
books. Yeah,
We will
he's
see
not
you all
lying. That
next
is
week
actually
for another session of difficulty challengers. I bid
And I only
thee
know that
adieu,
because he showed me
and